I can't believe it. Um, I was having friggin' stress dreams about being late to school, and my subconscious was like, my subconscious was friggin' clowning on me. Hey guys, I I was late to the stream. And instead of waking me up, my subconscious just gave me stress dreams about being late to school. Like trying to catch the bus to get to school, but then it didn't work. The bus wouldn't stop for me or whatever. It's like, why am I trying to catch the bus? I can drive. I drove, but like something came up while driving, so like I didn't make it to school in time. And I was late to period one. Yeah, oh god, my shadow is weird. The chroma key is weird. One second. I have to redo this. I'll just stick that out like that so I can check it against. Okay, wait. Let's just boost. That's fine. Let's just go with that. Okay. Well, now. Imagine having a what is a sled car? A car? Also, hey RG. Not too bad, not too bad. Yes, I am finally here. My my subconscious finally stressed me out enough with like the stress dreams that I actually woke up. Let's just get straight into it. Let's start up on the Vertical Slabs Band video. Uh
Minecraft is no stranger to adding features suggested or created by the community. In fact, there is an entire website, fittingly called the Feedback website, and a popular subreddit where they take the community's many suggestions, some of which have even been added to the game. But what's much lesser known is that there is an interesting but mostly hidden list of features which Mojang will never add to the game. They aren't allowed and in fact will remove your post and potentially ban your account from the site if you do try to suggest them. But why? Why are vertical slabs, guns, elytra chestplates, redstone on walls, blue redstone, a thirst bar, redwood forests, mining helmets, sharks, and many more requested features banned from the game? Alright, so if you go to the Minecraft Feedback website, go up here and hover your mouse over the knowledge base, click Feedback website again, and then out of these various URLs, select the previously considered suggestions hyperlink, you find yourself on this page right here, pretty hidden from normal view. This page here is made solely to document the ideas and suggestions Mojang don't want you to make posts about, and if individuals do make threads about these, they will be considered spam and will be removed. If you make too many of these forbidden suggestions, you will seemingly be banned from posting on the site in the future. Quite the foreboding warning. But why is it that such features are not allowed to be suggested, and for what reasons has Mojang decided against ever adding them? Well, let's take a look. We'll begin with general features. Furniture and decoration items are something that many mods have added to the game over its years, some of these mods accumulating downloads in the tens of millions. According to Mojang, furniture and decoration items are features which inhibit natural creativity or can already be done in other ways that are not being considered. As such, they will never be added to the game. I guess the classic stair chair and fence pressure plate table will have to make do. In a similar vein, one of Minecraft's most requested features, vertical slabs or slabs facing different directions, is also never going to be added to the game, as according to Mojang, they also inhibit natural creativity or can already be done in other ways that are not being considered. Not exactly sure how rotating this 90 degrees inhibits natural creativity, nor am I sure how vertical slabs can be created in other ways not being considered, but hey, maybe Mojang knows something we don't. The reasoning for this one definitely is not as sound as the furniture one though. Guns are not allowed in Minecraft either. It seems that anything that remotely resembles a gun is not on, as Mojang states, if it can be classified as a gun, description, it is also classified as a solid no. Quite the bit of passive-aggressive sass from whatever employee wrote this. Anywho, if you've been active in the Minecraft multiplayer community the past year, this won't come as a surprise to any of you, as basically 1 year ago there was a huge drama where a bunch of gun-related Minecraft servers were told they couldn't have guns by Mojang enforcement, despite being fine and operational for over a decade. For whatever reason, Mojang does not want guns in the vanilla game. This raises an interesting question though. As stated here, anything resembling guns, even cannons, are not allowed. But we can technically make cannons with TNT that function the same as actual cannons, arguably even more deadly. And not only that, but we have bows and arrows, which like cannons, shoot a deadly projectile. So what's the hard line here? Or maybe these anti-gun rules only became a thing after Microsoft took over in 2014, but they didn't want to remove core Minecraft features like TNT and bows from the game, so just let them be. Although we did get crossbows a few years later, which are even more gun-like than anything else in the game, so maybe that's not true at all. Voice chat is an interesting Minecraft mod. Proximity voice chat mods have become increasingly popular the past 2 to 3 years, with YouTubers using them for series and them being present in Civilization type videos. Many servers such as my own, og-network.net, even allow players to use proximity voice chat mods as they really add to the fun. But Mojang are not going to add it, reason being that there are lots of other services which we can use. Body fluids, including animal body fluids, are also not a fit for Minecraft and will not be added to the game anytime soon or ever. All forms of poop and bodily fluids have already been rejected from being put in the base game.
But
Interestingly though, as one commenter pointed out, the llama's ability to attack with spit technically means that a body fluid is in the game, but I think Mojang are mainly referring to body fluids in an item or block form. And the next forbidden suggestion is probably one Mojang are well and tired of hearing by now, and that's the other mobs that lost the 2017 mob vote, with them specifically emphasizing that the hovering inferno will not be added, likely the most highly requested one of the three. Now this is an interesting one. As I said in this video's intro, Minecraft has in the past taken the community suggestions, even going so far in some cases to add features of mods to the vanilla game. I made an entire video about that here. However, it seems that era is over, as Mojang states here that they are no longer adding community-made mods to the base game of Minecraft. Kind of sad, as some of the mods added in the past revolutionized and changed the game forever, even on a technical level, but I guess it's no longer the small indie game it once was, and such additions are not feasible anymore. One major complaint amongst Minecraft players is that of the differences between Bedrock and Java. While developers have gone on record stating that their goal is to continue making Java and Bedrock more and more similar over time, one major and game-breaking difference between the two versions, that being the different systems of redstone, are supposedly going to remain functionally different for the time being. So there you have it, Bedrock and Java will never be entirely the same, and one of the biggest and most frustrating differences between them, being their differing redstone systems, will forever remain a point of controversy. The last two forbidden suggestions in the general features category are kind of funny. Mojang will not add any feature, creature, or anything related to real-life politics or religious things. They even acknowledge that this is a pretty vague rule, but it's fair enough. Also, they explicitly state that they will not be changing the name of the game. Not sure why people were suggesting that in the first place. We now move on to forbidden biome and structure suggestions, the first of which being lying skeletons in the world determined to be not fit for Minecraft back in May of 2019. Now, I'm not exactly sure what is being referenced in this date here, but I found this Reddit post from around the time that suggested lying skeletons, even including some cool models which also linked to a feedback post, although it seems it is no longer available to the public. What's interesting about this is that we technically do have skeletons in the world in the form of fossils, but I guess making them human or human-resembling skeletons would make the game too dark or violent in Mojang's eyes, and as such they won't be added. Although I have to say, this is my favorite suggestion by far, and I think it would really add to the immersiveness of the wild Minecraft world, its caves, and of course the game's many structures. So it's a bit of a shame that Mojang have taken a hard stance against it. Roofed forest tree houses as well as buildings for illusioners are another forbidden feature. This is pretty vague and specific, but I came across this suggestion from around the time that suggested illusioner tree houses that would generate in roofed forests, primarily known as dark oak forests. These would have contained some loot in them. It's an interesting suggestion for sure, but also very specific. I have no idea why such a specific and comparatively forgettable suggestion was permanently blacklisted by Mojang. Kind of strange. A redwood forest biome, a biome which actually exists in various mods containing a reddish tinted wood which comprise gigantic redwood trees is another Minecraft feature which will never make it into the game due to them being too similar to mega type of biomes. Mushroom villages are also supposedly not very likely to make it into the game, although I couldn't find the reference source on that anywhere. And finally, witch huts will apparently not be seeing any updates or additions and are currently determined to be fine as is. Alright, so let's move on to forbidden blocks, tools, and items, starting with the subscribe item. 75% of you seem to not have access to that one. Anyways, the first forbidden item is lava boats, or just general lava transportation. As stated here, the Strider, which at the time had yet
they added the Strider. That's the boat. That is the nether boat.
Fulfill this purpose. If you're like me and prefer Minecraft's older textures, one common issue you probably run into when using programmer art is that many of the game's newer blocks obviously don't always work with the older art style. Normally this is fine, but it's very much noticeable on blocks such as the Netherrack variants, Warped and Crimson Nylium, both of which have the newer Netherrack texture at the bottom, designed to work with normal Netherrack, but not with the old Netherrack texture. Luckily, community-made resource packs do fix this, and such issues will always have to be the ones community fixes in the future, as Mojang has no plans to support programmer art with newer textures in the future. One of my favorite features of Optifine and other similar mods has always been dynamic lighting, allowing players to hold items like torches that carry and move the light with them. This is a feature which has never made it into vanilla though, and
Minecraft
never will, as it
good
seemingly had a
button.
negative impact on gameplay and thus was rejected by developers. So how do mods do it no issue then? Well, the way mods do it is purely visual. So for example, if you threw a torch on the ground in a dark cave, sure it looks lit up, but this is only a visual change, and the game still sees this area as pitch black and will still, for example, spawn mobs here. The way Mojang wanted to do it was probably the proper way, where the game actually recognizes this as a light source and game mechanics change around it, and it seemingly was too hard to implement. In the Minecraft 1.14 trailer, released about 5 years ago now, around the 44 to 45 second mark, there is a brief few frames where a villager tosses out a blue-colored redstone. Players with a keen eye caught onto this, and for some time, it was a commonly rumored theory that we might be getting a blue version of redstone in the future. Ultimately, this turned out to be a mistake in the trailer, and the idea of a secondary redstone in the form of bluestone was rejected by Mojang, with them instead focusing on existing redstone systems. And speaking of redstone, any of you who would have dabbled in it in the past would have likely built timers or clocks using various redstone contraptions. As it turns out, Mojang states here that the game will not be seeing any timer blocks, commands, items, or enchantments in the future. Blocks and items I can understand. Not sure why we can't have a timer command, whatever though, but
they've said these kinds of things in the past, but to be fair, no one thought that they would ever add an auto crafter. It wouldn't even surprise me if you could find somewhere down the line they said they would never add an auto crafter, and then they've added an auto crafter. So like Mojang and Minecraft have changed over the years.
Was there some weird time-related enchantment planned at one stage? Seems odd. Continuing on the topic of redstone, a popular suggestion was to give redstone the ability to be placed on walls, going up vertically. This is actually marked under review and has remained so for almost 6 years now, but Mojang do not want to hear any other related suggestions to it. So it seems they maybe considered it, or still are considering it, but are unlikely to add it in the near future. Piston push limits will also not be changing, as they are limited intentionally by design. A feature that has been suggested since the beginning of Minecraft is the ability for torches to eventually run out and be extinguished or partially affected by rain. This feature unfortunately will never see the light of day, likely for similar reasons to the dynamically lit torch. Sleeping bags will also never be added to the game, as beds are already just so unique apparently, and no additional furniture items similar to beds will ever make it into the game either. Mojang has also taken a hard stance against suggestions relating to stacking ender chests, double ender chests, or any similar ideas. Pretty interesting hard stance to take, but I guess maybe they want to focus on alternative storage additions such as the bundles, rather than just adding additional space to the existing storage items. 6 years ago in 2018, a post suggesting like the addition of a new ore called silver was made to the Minecraft suggestions subreddit. In that suggestion was also a miner's helmet, a helmet crafted with gold and silver that shoots a beam of light forwards. This was ultimately rejected for being too modern. Well, I thought it would be rejected for the same reason the other other lighting changes would be, but 2 modern is different, I guess. If we go by the logic of the game being set in a medieval time period, it does make sense, but we also have stuff like redstone, which is basically electricity, so not sure if that logic is consistent. Now, interestingly, foods that are in mods such as pizza, for example, are not the kinds of food Mojang wants to add in the future, as they want food suggestions to be focused on crops and recipes instead. We do have prepared type foods like mushroom stew in the game already, though, but I guess we won't be seeing anything else similar in the future. On to building and game mechanic associated forbidden features now, the first of which is anything at all related to bedrock breaking. That is not ever going to happen through non-exploit means. Dyeable or paintable wood also will not be singing.
I was gonna say the my OBS says I'm not dropping any frames, and YouTube just says excellent connection. So, pardon me, Jesus, I'm not sure what to say. I do have the bitrate quite high. I've had the bitrate quite high for a while now because I was unsatisfied with the quality of the image of a lot of the streams. Which shows on the 10 scale of being awake 24/7
to the game and intentional design limitation, meaning it's also unlikely we'll ever see paint added to the game in general. And for all of you disappointed by the fact that we won't be getting vertical slabs, combined slabs where you can put 2 different kinds of slabs together are also not going to happen. Mirrors are an interesting feature Mojang has taken a stance against. Now, I once again could not find the source that is being referenced here, but reflective blocks or just reflections in general have never really been a vanilla Minecraft type of thing, so it is likely not going to be added because it's not Minecraft enough. Here's a game mechanic we will never see that absolutely crushed me, and that's a toggle to switch back to 1.8 or Legacy Combat. As I'm sure you are aware, in 2016 with the release of 1.9, Minecraft's combat was drastically changed, and this change went down as the most controversial Minecraft update ever. To date, almost 10 years later, some of Minecraft's most popular servers still remain on 1.8 because of this, and people refuse to play versions after 1.8 because they disliked the new combat so much. The combat changes were so controversial that Jeb even began working on a new type of combat in a special snapshot version that was more of a mix between 1.8 and 1.9, although that has seemingly been put on an indefinite pause. And I agree, to be honest, modern combat is boring and slow, but has gradually gained popularity the past few years. Now, the reason I believe they won't add a toggle is because they don't want to have to balance 2 different PvP systems and design game mechanics around them. But personally, I think that it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, all that would have to be done is disabling shields and slightly changing the damage values of some weapons such as axes, and it would be fine. But Mojang for some reason are completely against it, despite it being very much feasible. One aspect common in survival games, which Minecraft lacks, is a thirst bar or mechanic. This has actually been discussed by Mojang, but they seemingly would rather focus on hunger mechanics instead. Mojang will also not be adding an undo command to the game anytime soon. Mixed potions containing multiple effects, are also not a feature that will be added to the game in the future. That being said, we technically do have one mixed potion in the game, that being the potion of Turtle Master, so I think Mojang instead don't want players to be able to combine potions together, rather than make special potions with multiple effects. Elytras will also never be able to be combined with chest plates, as part of the trade-off of having an elytra is making it reduce your armor. And sun blindness will also not be added, quite an odd suggestion there. On to some mob-related forbidden features now. Bees will not be changed to be smaller, they will remain as is. Alligators, crocodiles, sharks, or other similar mobs and features will not be added to the game. Supposedly, all hostile mobs need to be fantasy creatures. That's actually an interesting design philosophy, and it is consistent with the game's current hostile mob roster. Real-life animals do exist in the game as neutral or passive mobs like the bat though, but maybe Mojang won't add typically dangerous animals like sharks to the game, as they have to be hostile. It doesn't make sense for them to be passive or neutral. Although polar bears do exist, which are neutral mobs that will only attack if attacked first, so that doesn't quite make sense either.
The slide that's getting overhauled.
Ghost miners, ghosts that would lead you through caves, were at one point considered but ultimately rejected, and in a similar vein, mummies and pyramids were also rejected. Mummies for the reason that they are too similar to husks. Not exactly seeing the resemblance here, but alright. Minecraft. And unfortunately, dolphins will never be able to be tamed or ridden, nor will we ever see the addition of baby dolphins for some reason. Drowned will also not ever drown you as an attack. That makes sense, as I feel like that would be an annoying mechanic to go up against, and there will also be no drowned dolphin jockeys, especially if they have tridents. That one seems oddly specific. Despite being a relatively popular suggestion and present in many mods, ducks will also not be added to the game. And also Herobrine and other popular Minecraft creepypasta characters will not be added. This one's pretty funny as well. Herobrine is probably the most requested addition to Minecraft in the game's history. Notch would know that all too well. Villagers will never fight, they will never be guards, knights, soldiers or warriors, they will not follow players, and they will never be tamed, able to be hired to help, or enslaved, as they have their own things to do. They don't want to build things either, they just want to exist. Someone should probably let Mojang know that most villagers are ugly treated worse than slaves and aren't being used for anything except the Minecraft equivalent of a cage farm, so maybe giving them some additional usage would be beneficial. Villagers are genderless, and players will never be able to have relationships or make babies with the villagers, despite what some Minecraft Monster School videos may suggest. And that about wraps it up. Check out my Patreon for exclusive content.
I was gonna say, Mojang said the villagers will never be enslaved, or I guess enslavable. They're being enslaved already. Like, I don't know what to tell you, Mojang. Mixed potion is that Bedrock or Java? I think it's both. I think what they mean is like you can't get a bottle that gives you both Featherfall and fire resistance, for instance. You can't swig one thing and get two effects. But as he said, like the Turtle Master potion already exists, so there already is one with multiple effects. But also, yeah, Bedrock has a bunch of extra features when it comes to potions. They have the cauldron features. Yeah. The ordering a burger at a restaurant game. We have land ducks disguised as chickens. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, this map. As soon as you did that, as soon as you started falling, oh my god. As soon as you started falling without the, you throwing it up and falling, I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. How bad Leap Day Math took down my Microsoft? What?
On Leap Day, February 29th, 2012, Windows Azure, now just called Azure, also known as Azure, 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 and ASUS, faced a major outage when its VMs, GAs, failed to generate transfer certificates, causing HAs to report the servers as faulty to the FCs, which would trigger automatic service healing, which would inadvertently exacerbate the issue and eventually take down the entire cluster. So this sentence makes no sense right now, and should be reminiscent of day one at a new software job. But I believe after this video, you will be able to rewatch this section and think, it all makes sense now. Perhaps I learned something on YouTube today, even if it was just a bunch of domain-specific terms I'll never see again for the rest of my life. So let's start with Azure, which is just Microsoft's cloud computing platform. Though you may be more familiar with its competitors like Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud, maybe even Google Cloud, the fundamental offering of these companies is the ability to rent virtual machines. These virtual machines are servers simulated by software, so a bunch of virtual machines can run on the same hardware, just like how multiple virtual reality headsets can run in the same reality. Anyways, these virtual machines are owned by Microsoft Azure, so companies and people like you can rent and access them through the internet. You see, rather than buying a bunch of hardware, fitting it all together, and maintaining it forever, you can simply rent all of this in the cloud. While they're not actually in the clouds, it'll be a few more decades before they figure out how to do that. When you launch a new Azure Compute instance, this instance maps to a single VM in a server in a cluster in a data center on the ground. For the rest of this video, I will be referring to these cloud compute instances as VMs, but these terms are totally interchangeable. AWS calls them instances, Microsoft wants to be different and uses VM instead. I wonder what Google calls them. A piece of software called the hypervisor runs on each server to launch customer VMs. This was likely Hyper-V or some internal implementation of it, which is a Type 1 hypervisor that runs directly on hardware. Compare that to Type 2 hypervisors, which run on an existing operating system such as VirtualBox, which you can install on your computer right now to run Temple OS. This guest OS will be slower than your host OS, as the VM needs to go through the host and the hypervisor to talk to the hardware. This is fine for educational or hobbyist purposes, but for enterprise-level performance, Type 1 hypervisors are used to skip the host OS layer. So we know Azure uses a Type 1 hypervisor, yet in this image you see a host OS. Furthermore, when you read the docs, you see that there is a so-called root or parent partition which runs Windows and creates guest VMs. So what's going on here? Well, when you run Hyper-V, it transparently converts the original OS into a special VM in the parent partition. This host OS behaves identically as before. It can talk directly to hardware as if the hypervisor didn't exist and run Fortnite. But you can now easily manage your guest machines from the host OS. Although the interface makes it look like you're creating VMs on top of the host OS, it is actually making hypercalls to Hyper-V, which spins up VMs in the child partition, which then talk directly to Hyper-V. So there are a bunch of servers running these hypervisors, and clusters of about 1,000 servers are managed by a fabric controller or FC, which provisions and monitors VMs in its assigned cluster. Dividing a data center into clusters is very normal. It lowers the blast radius if something bad happens to a single cluster, and it makes everything easier to manage. It's the same reason why a city is split into many districts, probably. Anyways, whenever an Azure customer creates a new VM, a guest agent or GA will launch within it on startup. The GA allows communication with the host OS, which has its counterpart called the host agent or HA. For example, the host agent may send health check requests to the guest agent to validate VM responsiveness. What matters here, though, is that the HA is also responsible for delivering application secrets, such as API keys or database credentials to the VM. These secrets are encrypted in case the goblins in the middle have infiltrated the network. In-transit encryption is done through the usual public key cryptography. On initialization, the GA generates a transfer certificate, which contains the public key, and sends it to the HA. This allows the HA to encrypt application secrets with this public key and send them to the GA, which can then decrypt it using its private key. These certificates also have an expiration date of 1 year in the future for security purposes. So the big brain logic used to calculate this date was as follows. Take the current date and increment the year by 1. This is normally fine, except when it is a leap day, this date wouldn't exist in the next year, so the certificate generation would fail. And this is exactly what would happen here, right when the clock struck midnight at 0 UTC, February 29th. Well, this would be 4 p.m. Pacific for the employees at Microsoft, who were now in for a long night. A host agent receives a request to start a new VM and sends a hypercall to do so. It patiently waits for the initialization to complete, but little did it know that the VM was doomed to an unseemly fate. The guest agent starts up and tries to generate the transfer certificate. It nonchalantly passes in the expiration date it's been instructed to use, but that would be the last thing that it ever does. The GA errors out and terminates, leaving the VM initialization in limbo. The HA is still waiting. Seconds pass, then minutes, then dozens of minutes. Something wasn't right. The HA checks its clock. It's been 25 minutes. This was the longest that the HA was instructed to wait for an unresponsive VM. Let's try turning it off and back on, thought the HA. It reinitializes the VM, which attempts the startup sequence a second time. The same thing happens. The VM never reports a success to the HA. One last time, thought the HA, as it rebooted the VM once more. It had been instructed to try 3 times, because 2 isn't enough and 4 is too many, but inevitably the same result occurs. Now the HA concludes it must be a hardware problem and that something was wrong with the server. so it reports itself as faulty to the fabric controller and moves the server to a state called Human Investigate or HI. Since the server is now considered unhealthy, the FC begins transferring VMs off the faulty server to different servers in a mechanism dubbed automatic service healing. This is the mechanism which would lead to the eventual downfall of the entire cluster. The VMs running on the server since prior to Leap Day are doing just fine, but under the FC's orders, they are forcibly shut down and moved to a new server. They all begin reinitializing, but as expected, they all fail to do so. The FC is oblivious to the fact that it is basically infecting all of the servers under its control with the same issue and continues to move VMs from HI servers to healthy servers. 2 hours later, the cluster has seen better days. There are so many servers in HI that the FC gives up. It marks the entire cluster as HI and disables all further automatic actions. Right, so all of this meant it was currently impossible to launch a VM, and your VM would be toast if it was caught in automatic service healing. But it actually gets slightly worse. The GA also restarts when it receives updates, and there was an ongoing deployment going out to update the GA and HA, so any clusters which received this deployment would also blow up. By 6:38 p.m., the devs discovered and had a good laugh at the trivial Leap Day logic and the fact that they weren't going to sleep for the next 24 hours. By 6:55 p.m., the engineers disabled customer management of VMs, which prevented them from fruitlessly deploying, updating, or scaling their applications, as all these would trigger automatic service healing and make the issue worse. By 10 p.m., they had a plan. By 11:20 p.m., they had the GA fix ready. Only those involved would know why preparing the fix to properly increment the dates by a year took 5 hours. By 1:50 a.m. the next day, they finished testing. By 2:11 a.m., they had rolled out the new GA to one production cluster. Finally, by 5:23 a.m., the majority of the clusters had been fixed. Why not all of them? Well, going back to 2 a.m. after they finished testing the fix, there were 7 clusters in which the unrelated GA and HA deployment was in progress, so some servers had the new software while others did not. In the other clusters, they simply took the existing version and added the fixed GA, but here there were 2 versions. They could add the fixed GA to either, but in the end, they decided to choose the old one, since it was time-tested and likely safer. But when they were creating this package with the fixed GA and old HA, they somehow misclicked and included a networking plugin from the new version, which if deployed would be a disaster since it was incompatible with the old HA. They had a second lifeline though, as according to standard practice, they must first test the rollback package on a single server to see if it even works. They did that and saw that VMs started successfully and appeared healthy, so they were eager to go ahead with the deployment. So at 2:47 a.m., they started blasting, which deployed to every server in all 7 clusters at the same time. This incompatibility soon became evident as it would turn off network access for the VMs on the server, rendering them essentially unusable. To make matters worse, some major Azure services, such as their access control service, happened to be hosted in these 7 clusters. So at 3:40 a.m., they prepared a new deployment which had the compatible version of the network plugin and tested it more thoroughly, before blasting out the fix once more at 5:40 a.m. By 8 a.m., these 7 clusters were mostly operational, but a few specific servers were in corrupted states from being blasted too many times. The developers and operations staff worked furiously throughout the rest of the day, and everything was fully restored 18 hours later at 2:15 a.m. the following day. This was quite an extraordinary event. If something like this happened to AWS or Azure today, saying the entire internet blew up would not even be clickbait. Fortunately, this occurred over a decade ago when the cloud market was nothing compared to today. The slow recovery could be attributed to the fact that the cloud was kind of new back then. They note that they could have saved an hour or so on detection as well, as there were no alarms on GA initialization failures, only on servers being marked HI. But a Leap Day bug like this one is tough. Outages are usually triggered by a deployment or customer action, both of which can be controlled to some extent by staggering and sharding. But according to my calculations, it turns 0 UTC at the same time everywhere on Earth. So this latent bug would manifest on every Azure VM worldwide at the same time. To compensate for the outage, Azure provided a 33% discount for all users of these affected services for the entire
An interesting situation. Very awkward. And with some terrible concepts. The system, the like master of the system, moving perfectly working like versions to different places to try and I don't know what it's trying to do. Trying to make them more secure and only breaking them further. What a terrible setup. Emergency meeting was not called on that sus. Called that. Sorry, it was not called that's sus. So no one looked at the calendar on this day. Yeah, that's just it. It's one of those weird oversights, little oversights. Yeah. You post something to the Reddit. I may or may not be able to get to it in time. We yesterday only had a 2-hour stream because I was so sleepy. I think I'm better today. I actually woke up naturally. But there's still months. There's still 2 months worth of stuff to get through. So we'll see. To be fair, there isn't a hell of a lot there, but I can't guarantee that I'll get to the top.
Yep, over 5 months later, and it's finally here. Day 2 of this completely ridiculous and utterly broken challenge that I seem to be the only one clinically insane enough to actually do. In the first episode of what I'm now calling Armanda Plays Half-Life 2 in a way that would violate the 8th Amendment, we had to go through the first third of Half-Life 2, which was every map whose file name started with D1, which means day 1. This time, we are doing the day 2 maps, or D2. This comprises Highway 17, the Sand Traps, and Nova Prospect. This will be done through the Synergy mod, which is a cooperative mod for Half-Life 2 that I need to say everyone watching should
reacted 2 or 3 videos at once.
This time, I wasn't so lucky. When doing this solo, the second day is a different kind of difficult. The kind that will really beat you into...
Extra long introduction detected.
Not now, you know this part is awful.
Quiet bird brain. The viewers demand part 2. It's been almost half a year.
Don't make me send you back to your employer in a box.
Threat detected. Leaving area and contacting head administrator.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna board up this door and hope they don't come back for a while. I have enough food and water in here anyways. Don't worry about it. Alright, time to continue this mess of a run. This time starting with... Costo 1. Nothing is really different here. Grab the Jeep, be forced into the only time the Jeep can go upside down, and get the heck out. Jump over the broken bridge, pass by the best additions to Synergy being the truck and van, then continue on to Costo 3. This is a pretty interesting one. I just drive past every house until the village because they aren't really a problem. But then comes the first gunship fight. Okay, so remember how in the last part I mentioned how enemies are buffed in Synergy?
This time, there are two. Two helicopters. And they're completely buffed in every way. You can't kill them. You can't.
Yeah, the Combine gunships are no different. Here, I think the best comparison for this gunship is like being on the other side of the first Modern Warfare's iconic mission, Death from Above. You know, the one where you're a gunner in an AC-130? Yeah, this fight is like being on the other side, because this gunship is simply ruthless. Thankfully though, there's a medic, a rebel, and an RPG ammo crate to make it somewhat bearable. I didn't even die this time, but that's mostly based on this medic not running out and getting herself killed. Yeah, that can happen. Thankfully it didn't, and only after a long time of suffering, the gunship finally perished. My game also crashed in this map, which is great. Once again though, it's my fault.
Guess it doesn't matter because the game has already crashed.
Costo 4. Oh, this one's a beefy boy. Probably my favorite level to play when there's actual co-op happening. This level's truly amazing. Drive up to the balcony ramp, show the power of the Magnum by sniping everything in sight, and die to a Combine shotgunner. Okay, attempt 2. Get up to the crane and struggle more than anything to get the Jeep up onto the dock, and watch a Casali amount of Combine soldiers run out of the warehouse. It doesn't matter though, just respond with 357 Magnum rounds to the fucking face. Going through this warehouse is absolutely awesome. I don't know why I love this level so much, but it's just so fucking good. Opening the gates greets you with more soldiers, and then... Ugh. This gunship is an absolute pain, since there's basically no cover from it with access to rocket ammo. Anyways, this stack of cars is a pain. Some of them just don't want to move, like this one, and by now I'm being shot at by this gunship, and it's driving me mad, but well, it's time to go. I got it done. They're out of the way. Let's go. I'm not gonna see that thing again. Now we're moving on. Costo 5. This one's easy. So easy, in fact, that my notes in this level are so boring that I'm just gonna skip right to Costo 7, Part 1. Yeah, there's no Costo 6. Or Costo 2, in fact. This level is honestly amazing practice for the Magnum, because you can just drive into the village, drive right back out, and go to this house with a crate of Magnum ammo. Sniping here is easy, as they really have trouble pushing your location. And once they're cleared out, it's time to go to D2 Costo 8. The iconic level from Under the Bridge. Probably the one everyone remembers the most from this game. It definitely is for me. Synergy does not play around here. The Combine outpost here is brutal. Just getting in the building is a pain. They have this place on lock. It takes perfect grenade throws, deep knowledge of enemy placement, and precise gunplay just to get through the door. It goes like that. Snipe the soldier on the catwalk outside, then die to a soldier in the front door. Alright, this time try baiting them out and picking them off that way. And once the coast is clear, just give up, because nope, it's not clear. Okay, how about...
Gave up.
Alright, never mind, next attempt. Death to what feels like some tick gameplay. Alright, fun. Die to my own attention span running dry and getting shot. Alright, try this shit again and fall off the map because of course. Of course I would. It's not like I'm having enough trouble getting through the front fucking door. I feel like I'm playing against the most coordinated AI, so when I try to go back in the level to gain an advantage, I just fall off like a fucking dumbass. Next attempt died to so many things happening at once that I just lose track and die to this Combine on the catwalk that I just forgot about. But then finally get through the front door and then die on the catwalk to the sniper up here because yes, that actually makes sense. And since I didn't make it far enough to reach the autosave, just give up on the next attempt to a grenade that I do need to say, yes, this was really well thrown. Good job, Combine. And only after that do I finally make it through. All the way, actually. Got the button and everything. I'm just gonna run past the gunship because fuck that. I'm not fighting that again with even more of a disadvantage. I'm all ready to run the hell out of here, only for this to happen. This, fellas, is what we call a certified Armada moment. Costo 7, Part 2. This map is another one with barely any notes. I'm not kidding. The only notes I put down are Brain Bridge, quick level.
Anyway, we shouldn't watch the whole thing. If you want to watch the rest of it, I'm going to save it for later. If you want to watch the rest of it, go check out Armada. It looks like a funny series. Just of constant failure. I just love that, you got gibbed. you got like telefragged by the rocks. That's what it seemed like. Possible Half-Life 2. Oh, okay. So this is just the third day. I won't watch it. I won't watch this one as well. If you want to watch it, check it out. Check it out for yourselves. Anyway, satisfying looking at removing lag in Minecraft. Ooh.
It feels illegal to watch a couple of thousand sand blocks falling without lag, except this isn't real time. It's rendered. So I make this possible in real time by sprinkling some magical Element X dust on Minecraft source code. What the fuck? This is rendering in real time and it looks pretty satisfying. But what if we try that? That's like 40,000 blocks. Well, it does perform well at the beginning, but it begins to touch the tens and even the single-digit FPS, which is still decent for my 5-year-old laptop, but not good enough for us. We want zero lags. Well, lucky for you, I got my hands on the best PC in the universe, made by Starforge. Alright, now we're on the Starforge computer. So as you see, it is pretty satisfying, and as of right now, there's zero lag. We currently have, holy crap, 5,000 entities and it's still not lagging, which is extremely impressive. So we're gonna be coming back to this falling sand blocks a little bit later. So we currently got 10,000 zombies, as you see right here. And Minecraft is running perfectly fine. So I made snowballs create a satisfying effect with a bunch of zombies. Bam. And as you see, oh my gosh, yes! That is extremely satisfying. Look at all these zombies just laying down and then just slowly dying and then leaving this smoke path behind. Wow, I freaking love this.
Yeah,
the
the
Iron
music.
Golem is like, oh, I'm gonna kill all these zombies. So I made it spread
didn't
faster
realize it
and
was
this
Sonic
should
3,
be
but I
way
knew it
more
was Sonic.
satisfying. Bam. Okay. Okay, that was majestic. How? Whoa. Oh! So many bows shoot a bunch of arrows when it is shot. It's like plowing through all these zombies. Okay, so what if I shoot an arrow that is way faster? Okay. So let's just say you throw like 1,000 snowballs in vanilla Minecraft. That's gonna lag. But we can throw 10,000 snowballs without causing any lag. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Because I've optimized the snowballs code and also we're on an i9 computer with a freaking 4080. That's freaking insane. Just for a comparison, this is what happened when I threw 10,000 snowballs on my older PC. You may have a slower computer than this and want to invest in a better computer. I said invest because not all investments necessarily make money. For example, after I upgraded my PC, I shaved a couple of seconds off of every app launch, which added up, saving me a lot of time. I would consider that a good investment. If your current PC is older, the difference will be astronomical, even with Starforge's Horizon PCs. They are powerful enough and won't break your bank.
Yeah,
If you would like to watch what I have, dragging you down, go ahead and check. That's really impressive. Oh yeah! So we can probably destroy a warden pretty fast. Okay, nice.
Hey,
Bye,
did-
villager
he did
houses. If you're to activate this mechanism in vanilla Minecraft, everything goes to shit because it lags a lot. However, I fixed that. Bam! Oh my gosh. Yes! So
That's a
this
cool
is what it's
pattern.
supposed to look like if the TNTs did not explode. And also, if it did not lag. I feel like I'm sending like a Wi-Fi signal. If you do kill at
Yeah,
E,
it's like a Wi-Fi
it kills
signal.
every single TNT in a sequential order, which makes your eyeballs tingle with satisfactions. Wait, what the f? Signs break instantaneously if you're to break them in Java Edition, but if you
More
break
rabbit,
them
a
in
simple
Bedrock
fix.
Edition,
What
they
the
break sequentially. So I've made them break sequentially in Java Edition 2, and I've also reduced their lags. Oh no, he's using a birch
quite
wall
work like
sign.
that.
It's the worst wood type ever. Oh no, go cry about it. Okay, so let's see. So satisfying. 3, 2, 1, bam. Yes! Yes, I love this sound. It's like. If you make this world in vanilla Minecraft, it's gonna be destroying your computer. But not today. 3, 2, 1, bam. Okay, so this is causing no lag whatsoever, and it is pretty satisfying. So this time I'm gonna be destroying one cactus block, and I'm gonna go fly up in the sky as soon as possible. Oh wow!
If
3,
this guy can-
2, 1, let's go.
If Element X is able to make this work and you know reduce lag like this, could Mojang not do the same thing? What is he changing to make it not lag? I'm so curious as to what he's done to the, because he said he made a minor change in the code to clean up clean up the lag. What has he done?
Get it. Oh my gosh.
It's so much
this is
smoother.
causing zero lag for some reason, and I actually see as a stalagmite, whatever this thing is called, it is destroying every single villager in its path, and it is also not even lagging that much at all. 10 out of 10, bro. This is amazing. Now, instead of dripstones, I've made TNTs fall. Yes, this is a render, so that's why it looks so majestic. In case if you're
I
wondering,
do that for,
later in this video, I've also made TNTs not lag.
Whenever I'm playing modded Minecraft, I do definitely do that. I increase Minecraft's RAM availability to like 10 gigs. I usually do that, and that helps with mods and stuff like that. Maybe vanilla would help with that as well. But just increasing RAM doesn't fix all your problems. RAM is only useful up to a certain point. After that's the thing that a lot of people don't seem to realize is that if you start increasing RAM, especially in like modern systems, you increasing RAM to like 64 gigs of RAM or 128 gigs of RAM, you're actually not really getting anything from that. The way you access RAM is more important than the RAM itself. More usually within reason. Like there's a certain amount of RAM space that you need just to be able to function successfully. But it's overkill. But the way you access RAM is really important, and being able to access the RAM really quickly and effectively is more important than having lots and lots and lots of RAM. If you have so much RAM that you can't, like, the classic example of that is back on a 32-bit system, back on Windows systems that only had 32 bits, they were only allowed, you actually couldn't get more than, I think it was 4 gigs of RAM, because 4 gigs of RAM was the maximum amount of RAM space that you could access with a single RAM memory call. If you needed to, because if you have more than 4 gigs, you need more than one 32-bit command to access any given RAM. I forget what the hell it's called. It's got a name, like the tree address. Yeah, if you have more than 4 gigs of RAM, then you need more than one 32-bit call. And so, yeah, it literally wouldn't let you have more than 4 gigs. Whereas in 64-bit systems, you can have, I think it's like, it's probably something like up to 512 or something. It's a lot bigger. Probably actually way more than that. It's probably like in the thousands. But yeah, the efficiency thing, the efficiency reduces as you increase the RAM size. So it's better to have a smaller RAM, but really, really effective use of the RAM. It's way better. Hey, hey, Joan, welcome to the stream.
In real time. But before that, I want to show you guys sand falling with absolutely zero lag in Minecraft. You already know that if you destroy one single block in a sand-only world, it's gonna be destroying your computer. But that's not gonna be happening today. Yes!
Oh god.
Very nice. So as you see, it is extremely satisfying and also smooth. Look at all these slime balls. I mean, not slime boys. Oh, they're dying. Oh no, they're dead. Okay, if you look at it from here, it is way more satisfying than looking at it from over there, because it looks like your world is just caving in there. We have almost 4,000 sands rendering at the same time, but it is not lagging. Can I outrun the sand? Do you think it's possible? I don't think so. No, that thing is too fast. Oh no.
Too fast.
Oh no. Oh no. Now, there's a way to make the falling sand even more satisfying. Let's get it! Okay, yep. As you see, same thing has happened. Oh my gosh. Why are the lantern blocks producing cactus items? This feels illegal to watch in real time, honestly. Alright, it's gonna be coming pretty soon. I believe so.
Why were there cactuses?
Yes! So since I know how to change Minecraft source code, I've made the falling blocks jump a little bit up and then fall down. Bam. Oh my gosh. Yes. There we go. So, oh my gosh. Why is this so freaking satisfying? So as you see, the sand jumps up when it is destroyed and then it goes down like that. Nice. It's killing all the villager houses. No. We have over 6,000 entities rendering at the same time, but it is not lagging. So remember when I made TNTs not lag at all? Yep, I've made it again, but we're on a better computer. We're literally on a Star Force computer, and this should be way better. So as you see, the TNTs are not lagging whatsoever. However, you probably realize that the TNTs are exploding at a way slower pace compared to vanilla Minecraft, and that's because I've limited the speed and also limited the amount of TNTs that could coexist at any given moment in Minecraft. Just for a comparison, this is a render of TNTs exploding in vanilla without lag. So you know how TNTs could make sand fly? Yep, so I've tried it in our modified instance of Minecraft, but it was pretty underwhelming because I only put one layer of sand. So what if I put like 5 different layers? So let's see. I think this may cause my computer to explode. No, just kidding, it's not gonna explode. It's still handling like a champ. So this may be disastrous, I'm pretty sure. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Yep, that was probably...
I hope it's not too bad.
That was not a bad idea. It's still working. How many sands are there? I don't even know, but it still works somewhat. There was... it didn't lag. How did that not lag? If I make a really thick sand cutout like this and destroy them, it's not going to be that smooth because this still requires a lot of CPU. Like, check this out. Oh, it's not lagging. Wait, whoa. What? Huh? So at this point, I was genuinely baffled because my old PC could not handle this. So from here on out, I pretty much only said like, huh, bro? So yeah, I believe you deserve to feel the same feeling of being impressed by your new PC. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out StarForge because they have the perfect PC built just for you. And this video is about me hitting 180,000 FPS in Minecraft. And here is another video. More that.
Yeah. No, I'm curious. I'm so fascinated as to how they do that. Because there must be something... Yeah, there must be something that I'm missing. Or something that Mojang's missing. That sand one where it was like sinking into the things like a black hole. Yeah, it definitely felt like that. Yeah. 8 gigs of RAM. They have allocated according to that F3 screen. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll be curious to try it out. Like, just try that and see if it fixes things. See Minecraft actually run higher than 30 FPS is shocking to me. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like I've only been able to get really, really good Minecraft FPS either in entirely vanilla in very specific places, or in modded Minecraft when I've allocated like 10 gigs. That's about it. That's the only way I can do it. Threats, doxing. Wait. Dark truth behind TF2's bot crisis. Okay. This is a 30-minute video, so we definitely can't watch the whole thing. But we'll watch some of it.
As a very generous estimate, for the past 5 years, Team Fortress 2 has been overrun with aim-hacking bots. These aimbots are controlled entirely by AI with perfect accuracy, and they've been making the game harder and harder to play as time goes on. In 2022, a public campaign called Save TF2 launched in May with the goal of notifying the public of what's been happening to TF2. Less than 24 hours into the campaign, Valve responded, claimed they were going to look into it, and left it at that. As far as the public knows, after that tweet was published, Valve acted on their word and the bots got the boot. However, this is not the case. Despite Valve's promise, the bot crisis has gotten just as bad as it was before Save TF2, and nothing is being done to fix it. Even the TF2 community itself has grown complacent over time, with aim-hacking bots just being widely accepted as the norm, something you just gotta put up with. But the brutal reality is that the bot invasion goes far beyond just some hackers in a video game. Team Fortress 2 is being held hostage by a malicious group of bot hosters that dox, harass, and commit crimes against the people that oppose them. This group of bot hosters has created a culture of fear surrounding the aimbots. This is the hard truth. I have evidence, and I want this story to be heard.
I did hear that. I saw your post about that.
This lunacy has been allowed to happen for too long. Enough is enough. Now, before I get into the meat of the video, there's one thing first and foremost that I want to address. The people that are responsible for the bot crisis are trolls. A large motivation for what they do is getting attention and provoking reactions out of people. By making this video, I'm inherently bringing attention to the bots, something that the bot hosters want. However, you'll come to discover that the bot crisis goes far beyond simple trolling, and the full extent of their actions needs to be publicized. But I just can't shake the feeling that I'm feeding the trolls, so here's the compromise. Throughout the course of this video, I will talk about the bot crisis and people that host bots. However, I will avoid mentioning names to avoid giving individuals attention and reactions they want. Instead, I'll simply just be showcasing the problem as a whole. This also protects their privacy, because if people go out of their way to dox and harass the bot hosters, by stooping to the same lows as the people we condemn, can we really claim that our behavior is any superior? I don't think so. With that said, I think the first important thing to talk about is defining what a bot is, and why exactly they are so disruptive to Team Fortress 2.
Why do they...
Now, if you play TF2, you likely already know how disruptive bots are. You don't need me to tell you that the sky is blue. However, for people viewing this who are not involved in the TF2 community or just don't regularly play the game, this context will help you understand the problem at hand. This video will also heavily feature the testimony of Mega Scatterbomb, a YouTuber and TF2 community member who's been working on his own community anti-cheat and cheater database for the bot problem. For the past year, he's been harassed by the group of people responsible for the bot crisis, and throughout the course of this video, you'll hear his story.
Hey guys, Mega Scatterbomb here. I'm a TF2 YouTuber that's been fighting the bots and cheaters for a couple of years now. In that time, I've learned a lot about how they function and some potential mitigations. But even with my background in software engineering, there's only so much that can be done without the involvement of Valve. I thought I'd share my knowledge and experience here to put on the record what atrocities have occurred due to Valve's negligence. Hopefully you guys will be able to hold them to account for what's happened. But even if we don't get the desired response, what I have to say here will put a permanent stain on their reputation.
Bots are computer-controlled players capable of interacting with Team Fortress 2 without human input. Bots have many purposes. Some are used to farm in-game items, some are used to facilitate trades via Steam, but the kind that we're specifically talking about are the cheating bots. Cheating bots enter the same servers as regular players, using aim cheats to ruin the game for everyone else. They can navigate the map, capture objectives, and use chat to send messages. The bots almost always play as the sniper class, though occasionally they do like to mix things up. Bot hosters typically use virtual machines, a sort of virtual computer inside a computer, to run multiple copies of Team Fortress 2 side by side. Each virtual machine has its own Steam account and copy of Team Fortress 2, and they all run the same cheats.
First, some technical background. One of the biggest problems with bots compared to cheaters is that they never switch off. A typical bot hoster will either purchase some hardware to run at home, or use online free trials of hosting services like OVH, Google Cloud, etc. From what I've seen, the most dedicated bot hosters stick to using their own hardware. They can pack their servers with a lot more RAM than what's available for cheap on the internet. And more RAM equals more bots. Since self-hosting is the most prominent method, that means the running costs a little more than the cost of electricity. Most bots are free to play as well, so any accounts that are VAC banned can be replaced at no extra cost. The only thing that can force a bot hoster to spend more money is if they want to host more bots than their hardware can handle. If you've ever seen a bot miss an easy shot, chances are that bot is fighting for CPU resources with 100 other bots to the point where they all start lagging. The reason I'm going over this information is to demonstrate that this problem isn't going away on its own. Waiting for them to run out of money or get bored is not an option. They can sustain their bots indefinitely. In short, this will continue to be an issue until there's some real intervention.
The most common of the cheats that these bots use is called Cat Hook, and up until very recently, it was a single Google search away on GitHub, readily available for any person to download. Cat Hook has been taken off of GitHub. And while it was rumored that Valve was responsible for the takedown, it was actually taken down by its creator due to complications with the program. However, even if CatHook has been taken off GitHub, its files are still in circulation and there are alternative cheats to CatHook, so unfortunately, the bots aren't going anywhere.
Now that we know about the hardware, let's talk about the software, notably how accessible it is. All over GitHub you can find cheats and bot hosting software for Team Fortress 2. And before people mention CatHook disappearing from GitHub, CatHook wasn't taken down by force. The creator removed the repository and deleted their account voluntarily. You could argue that Valve leaving all these repos up is some sort of big brain strategy. Let the code for the cheats appear in the public domain, then study it and find a way to detect it. According to some of my insiders within the hosting community, it would be stupidly easy to detect the code signatures left behind by the most popular bot software, especially with the code and executables being public. But I think we know that's not what's happening. If they were studying the code, one guy at Valve would have figured out how to detect them within a week. Even then, I'm sure the developers wouldn't be so comfortable publishing the source code for their cheats if they were getting banned soon afterwards. The accessibility of the software is the result of Valve's negligence.
So why exactly do the cheater bots always play as Sniper? Well, by simply scoping in, Sniper has the ability to instantly kill 5 of the 9 classes with a single headshot, and with a charged headshot, has the ability to kill every class in the game. In the hands of a standard player, the Sniper is balanced out due to our human nature. Our big dummy brains aren't capable of hitting every headshot. However, bots aren't held back by human limitation. So a class capable of killing every character in the game instantly, controlled by an AI with perfect accuracy, is incredibly destructive. These bots also join servers in groups so that they outnumber human players. This makes it harder to vote kick them out of a server, as the players who try to vote kick a bot will oftentimes find themselves outnumbered by the aimbots. These aimbots can start vote kicks of their own against innocent players, often resulting in human players being kicked from servers. These aimbots are nearly entirely located in Team Fortress 2's casual mode. Unfortunately, this is where the vast majority of people that play TF2 choose to spend their time. Aside from housing the majority of the player base, why do the bots specifically target casual servers? Well, competitive mode has an extremely minimal player base. MVM is a PvE mode, and I mean, what are the AI bots gonna do, get angry at you? So why don't the bots target community servers? Simply put, community servers are moderated. They have admins that can kick bots and often run their own effective anti-cheats that bots have trouble breaching. The reason bots are able to infiltrate casual servers and ruin games is because these servers are controlled entirely by Valve, and Valve is extremely negligent as a company. Casual mode servers have no moderation, and the only separating factor between bots and casual mode is VAC anti-cheat. Say it with me, everyone, VAC is not an anti-cheat, it's a suggestion. So, because Valve chooses to do nothing to help fix the problem, something they promised to do, the problem hasn't improved. So simply put, when the bots are active, TF2 is completely unplayable. And instead of fixing the problem at hand, Valve chooses instead to add more microtransactions to the game. But obviously, these bots didn't pop out of thin air. They are created and hosted by humans. The people behind the bot crisis are referred to as bot hosters, or simply just hosters. These people will go to any lengths to harass those that try to oppose them, and it goes much farther than simple trolling or pranks. The bot hosters have doxed, threatened, endlessly harassed, and even swatted people to scare their opposition into submission. The criminal activities of the bot hosters can have very dark, real-world consequences, and they are creating a culture of fear surrounding the bot problem. What I have is a massive amount of proof and testimony, and I hope I can convey to you just how bad the problem has become.
This negligence is what motivated me to take matters into my own hands. In 2022, my friends and I started documenting the cheaters we found in TF2. This ultimately turned into the cheater database, which was leaked to the public in 2023. That's when the cheaters and bot hosters took notice of me. I had become a threat to them. The point of no return was when I released a video titled, "I'm Ending the Bot Crisis, Part 1 of 3. detailing my plans to build a community-run anti-cheat for casual mode. The harassment that followed is unlike anything I've ever seen.
One of the methods the bot hosters would use to harass Mega Scatterbomb was impersonation to defame him and direct hate his way. The first method the bot hosters used was forging Discord screenshots of Mega Scatterbomb to paint him as someone attracted to minors. The bot hosters would bombard Mega Scatterbomb's Discord server and post the faked screenshots there, where they'd obviously be banned. Even still, bot hosters can be seen pushing this false narrative against Mega Scatterbomb to defame him. At one point, a bot hoster even pretended to be an ex-girlfriend of Mega Scatterbomb to try and push some sort of narrative.
The first attempt at slander was using the good old inspect element. Some cheater stitched together a bunch of images designed to depict me as a pedophile, saying things like, "It's legal where I live," and "One more picture and I'll stop." Thankfully, the cheaters aren't intelligent enough to present their slander in a way that could actually cause harm. Their usual strategy was to just barge into my Discord with a 30-minute old account and post the slander in general. Very easy to deal with as a Discord moderator.
Another method the bot hosters used to impersonate Mega Scatterbomb was by creating a wave of aimbots that used his name and profile picture and linked to his Discord server. People in casual lobbies angered at the aimbots would join Mega Scatterbomb's Discord, mistakenly believing him to be the one responsible for the bots.
Then there were the bots. Entire servers were filled with Mega Scatterbomb clones. Unfortunately, that meant I got kicked in the process, being mistaken for a bot. Even today, months after any bots were named after me, some people still think I'm a bot. There was a rough patch where the bots posted my Discord link in chat, causing several players to join the Discord, ready to hurl abuse at a supposed bot hoster. I managed to convince some of them otherwise, but there were a few people just too insane to deal with.
Mega Scatterbomb is far from the only person the bot hosters have done this to either. Among the victims of this method of harassment is Spiky Mikey, another TF2 content creator who was also harassed by the bot hosters. They created bots with the name Sub to Spiky Mikey that linked to his YouTube channel, once more pinning the actions of aimbots onto innocent parties to direct hate their way.
Hello, my name is Spiky Mikey and I make TF2 videos sometimes. My experience with the Spiky Mikey bots kind of started with a DM I randomly got on Twitter or something before I'd even heard the bots existing or anything like that, and it showed me a screenshot of whatever the bots were doing in game, like advertising all of my social medias and stuff like that, and they were asking if it was really me doing it. Obviously, the second I saw it, I wanted to put something out to let people know that it wasn't me doing it because I knew more people would start believing it. But more and more messages started rolling in before I could make any kind of video about it. So I kind of just had to put something out on the day as fast as possible, else people would definitely start getting the wrong idea. And this went on for a good couple of weeks. There were people who hadn't seen, obviously, my initial response video, who were still kind of coming in and attacking me weeks after the fact because they'd found a Spiky Mikey bot. And yeah, when they started going kind of everywhere for a little bit, I received loads and loads of comments from people who genuinely believed that those accounts were mine, and I was genuinely just that desperate to promote myself in every server. My YouTube comments for a while were a bit of a mess. People got mad at me in my Twitch chat, like came into my stream to like abuse me. Some people even sent me death threats over those bots, thinking I was the one who did it.
Not only would the bot hosters impersonate Mega Scatterbomb through forged messages, but they would also impersonate him by creating an AI recreation of his voice using samples from his videos. The bots would use this AI to say the most vulgar, crass things imaginable and broadcast it using the bots over in-game voice chat. I've collected a bunch of screenshots of bot hosters conspiring to do this, and they'll be showing on the screen now. I have also collected multiple clips of aimbots in-game using voice chat to spam audio clips of Mega Scatterbomb saying repugnant things.
And you melted, or he could swim in feces thicker than cold custard, or he could squat above her face and hoop 1 billion miles of butt jerky of a size and solidity unknown on the mainland. or he could flap his bent directions inside out, or he could come nasty, sticky, my screen, or he could change the world with his cock in his hand while whacking at the gay rage, or he could plow her little thumb and bang the butt so firmly that God sat on the floor and cried like a little fucking packet. Or he could break the fourth wall, sometimes light, sometimes brown, with orange corn bits packed inside, and he was not happy with the way things were shaping up today. As far as his shit goes, so he was straining his ass very hard, squatted above the children, trying to expel very large and solid fat pooey shit bullets. Then there were the AI voice models. Someone decided to train an AI on my YouTube videos, allowing them to make any audio they recorded of themselves sound like I had said it.
Yeah.
If you recall,
that's just it. There is no benefit. They don't gain anything from doing this. It's just purely they're bastard trolls. Yeah, stuff is both the best and worst thing to happen. Yes, that's just it. It's like AI stuff for like memes and funny stuff is great, but it comes with so much bad shit. It's just not worth it. Like the modern AI bullshit.
He's saying some of the most vile and hateful things imaginable over the microphone.
That's just it. Is like, there's so much good that can be done with the modern AI, like technology. But people, of course, people just use it for this shit. People use it to deep fake. People use it to, create vile stuff. That, it just sucks. And and it can be used to fuck with anyone basically. If you have any kind of online presence, you're a real target because you have so much training data that can be used.
That was a bot, not me. Appropriating my voice in this manner is a crime, by the way, under New Zealand law. Harmful Digital Communications Act 2015, Section 22.
I thought
the
he
police
must be New
informed me
Zealander
this was the
with an
case.
icon like that.
Yes, the police got involved. We'll get to that.
Impersonation is not the only tactic that the bot hosters will use to attack people. Another method bot hosters employ to harass Mega Scatterbomb is by stream sniping him while he was live streaming. While streaming TF2 on his personal server, bot hosters intentionally bombarded the server with bots. However, these bots were instantly kicked because unlike Valve servers, community servers are actually moderated. Say it with me again, everybody, VAC is not an anti-cheat, it's a suggestion. Inside the bot hoster Discord server, hosters can regularly be seen conspiring to stream snipe Mega Scatterbomb. Yes, I did have an insider get me screenshots directly from the bot hoster Discord, and they speak exactly what you'd expect a bunch of sexless bot hosters to sound like. "44 pages of N-words. You guys realize that there's like thousands of other words in the dictionary, right? Since stream sniping was mostly ineffective at impacting Mega Scatterbomb's streams, they would also launch DDoS attacks against his TF2 server. Hosters also launched DDoS attacks on Mega Scatterbomb's cheater database, overflowing it and restricting access to the site.
The next step, though, was the stream sniping. I started live streaming at the end of last year, as it was the most effective method of getting players into my TF2 server. Several bot hosters decided it would be funny to send their bots into my server all at once. It's very easy to counter the bots with the right source mod plugins, which further demonstrates Valve's negligence. Once I had all those plugins in place, the only thing they could do is DDoS the server, which isn't even that effective. They can lag my server, but they can't force anyone to disconnect. They've also tried repeatedly to take down my website via DDoS, but outside of the largest of botnets, they've failed to make an impact.
It's worth noting this because DDoS attacks are straight up crimes, punishable with a real prison sentence. If you speak out against the bots, the bot hosters would quite literally risk a potential prison sentence just to try and make you miserable.
Yeah.
Now, up until this point, the bot hosters have done some heinous things, sure,
just to be a
but
bastard.
their actions have been confined to the online space. However, the bots have overstepped this boundary and have committed actions that have real-world physical consequences. There is no limit to what these people will do to harass their victims. On multiple occasions, the bot hosters have doxed people's personal information. Not only will they spread this information on their Discord server, but bot hosters will program their aimbots to flood voice and text chat with this information as well, exposing a person's personal information to thousands of people simultaneously. This is beyond horrible. Imagine it for yourself. One moment, you're an outspoken critic of the bot hosters and trying to bring awareness to the bot situation, and the next, your private information is being spread all over the game to thousands of people, and your voice is being stolen to say vulgar garbage over the voice chat. The fact that this has been happening for this long and Valve chooses to do—
The only beautiful thing is that being a New Zealander, like, the chances of having anything bad happen because people know your address is decreased significantly. Because, like, yeah, sure, someone could order you pizza, or yeah, they could still quote unquote SWAT you. But we don't really have SWAT here, so police will show up. But like the police here in New Zealand are actually like not trying to kill every person they come across. They actually treat people with relative respect. So typically you won't get the usual swatting scenario occurring. You'll get police showing up and inspecting what's happening, and finding that there's nothing going on, and you know, proceeding with dealing with whoever called. You know, the swatting swatting as a thing is much less of a thing here in New Zealand. Community knows how to make a plugin loader for Source games, but I don't know about Valve. Yeah. I think Valve are too busy working on HL3, which is why they don't have time for TF2. If they were working on HL3, I wouldn't care about like the TF2 situation, but I doubt it. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah. No, they're working on Citadel, aren't they? It's Citadel and Neon Prime or whatever, or are they the same thing? I don't know. There's some game they're working on, but I don't even know if I'm gonna even like it. Deadlock. Is that what it's called? Yeah. No, I always tell people these days, Valve made HL3. It's called Half-Life Alyx. HL3 is just Half-Life Alyx.
Do nothing pisses me off. It should piss you off too. To be quite honest, I have felt paranoid ever since I started writing this video. Will this video enrage the bot hosters enough to make me their next target? Will my personal information be spread for the entire player base to see? And if I'm not the next target, then who's it gonna be? And this still isn't the full extent of what the bot hosters will do. They swatted Mega Scatterbomb. Swatting is issuing a false report so that officers are dispatched to a certain location. Bot hosters spread a false rumor that Mega Scatterbomb was going to plant a bomb at his university, which led to the school being evacuated and officers coming to Mega Scatterbomb's home. Thankfully, the situation ended peacefully, and now the police are looking into his case.
See, that's the thing. See, if you heard about that in America, you'd have found out that, like, Mega Scatterbomb got fucking, like, thrown to the ground and and injured But no, in New Zealand they take they keep things calm, and the only thing that is upsetting about that is that they contacted his university. Bomb threat at a university. That is some fucked up shit.
Is not just a prank. It's a dangerous stunt. People have been hurt
Portal
and
3
even
in VR?
died over swatting
That'd be
attacks.
interesting.
This level of harassment far exceeds trolling into having severe
HL3 episode
risks for
1,
the
yeah.
victim.
The worst thing they've done by far was
I've talked about this. I really want them to make I want the follow up to Half-Life Alyx to be Half-Life Barney, and I want it to be based on the part of the game where you leave Barney behind, and you send Barney off on a train at the end of Half-Life Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 1. And then you don't see Barney again, even at the end, throughout the entirety of Episode 2. I want to see Half-Life Otis. Wait. Who's Otis again? Oh, it's from Half-Life 1. He's the fat cop. Half-Life Otis, yeah. I was like, shit, I know the name, but I can't think of who it is. I really wanted Half-Life Barney. I've always thought, well, what should it be? And I realized that it should be. There's that period of time at the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and before the end of White Forest, where you don't Barney's not shown or mentioned at all. There's a few sections throughout the games where Barney just disappears, and you don't see or hear from Barney. You could turn that into turn one of those or all of them into a VR game. That'd be cool. Maybe make it a mod you work on Source 2. A cool idea. I'm not in the game anymore for making mods. If I'm gonna put so much time and energy into it, I want it to be something I can make for myself, like a game that I can make of my own. But yeah, if people wanted to make that as a mod, I'd support that. Speaking of Bunny, I just played Half-Life Blue Shift in yesterday's stream. Ah, nice. Yep. Yeah. Blue Shift is cool. My only disappointment with Blue Shift at the time was that it didn't have any new weapons or any new, it was very much just like a mini Half-Life 2 experience with slightly different armor. The armor works slightly differently, but that's about it. The only unique thing that Barney had. Whereas Opposing Force had all these new weapons, and you had all the new interaction with the military guys. I liked Opposing Force a lot. Sounds like a Half-Life train simulator. I mean, it could be. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a quarter I can borrow, would you?
when they swatted me. Sometime last year, I had 2 police officers knock on my door at 11 PM looking for me. Thankfully, I live in New Zealand, so they didn't do a full-on Osama bin Laden type raid.
Exactly, this is exactly what I was saying. It's because we live in New Zealand, they don't burst in and get thrown to the floor. Yes.
SWAT teams and tear gas.
Yeah.
They suspected me of making a bomb threat towards my university. Earlier that day, someone had made that bomb threat under my real name and posted said threat in some of the student-run Discord servers. This was quickly escalated to police, and the university was partially evacuated. I explained the situation with the bot hosters and cheaters,
that's a good order to
and eventually the investigation into the bomb threat broadened to cover all the other things I've had to deal with. I can't go into further details for obvious reasons, but the investigation is ongoing. I'm usually capable of managing the stress associated with all of this, but I've had my fair share of low points. It's tough, knowing that there's a group of people out there dedicated to making my life as miserable as possible. And while I'm definitely one of the most prominent targets, there are many others who have been bullied in similar ways. Maybe not bomb threats, but the doxing and harassment are plentiful. The part that makes this level of harassment uniquely damning for Valve is that the bots themselves tend to be the primary attack vector for this illegal activity. I've seen many examples of bots being named after the real identity of innocent TF2 players, or using their faces as profile pictures. Valve should really think hard about their inaction towards the bots, as their hosts are constantly leveraging that negligence to commit actual crimes on their platform. If they fail to mitigate this, they might be opening themselves up for a lawsuit. For legal reasons, this is purely hypothetical, but it is a possibility. And with each passing month, more evidence presents itself that could be used in such a case. Maybe such a legal threat would motivate Valve to fix the bots. Then again, maybe not.
Valve continues to allow bots to have a platform in their game uncontested, and instead of trying to help the community get rid of these bad actors, Valve instead chooses to add more microtransactions to the game to get more money out of you. It is shameful. On top of using the bots to harass and bully the community, the bot hosters also regularly try to use the aimbots like some sort of fucking Ed, and Eddie money-making scheme. In-game, bots can regularly be seen advertising their own shops where they sell immunity, essentially disabling a bot's ability to target you if you pay them money. Some of these shops also feature the ability to temporarily disable or shut down bots entirely for cash. But who's to say that the bots don't just take the money and run? There's nothing stopping bot hosters from just doing nothing, even if they get paid cash. Thankfully, I'd wager the amount of people that actually paid for these services is dismally low, and the bot hosters most likely operate at a net loss. However, even today, bots can still be seen advertising these services, trying to wring money out of the very same community.
Anyway, we'll leave that there. Again, if you want to watch the end of that, go check out the video yourself. But yeah, a sad situation, a very frustrating situation. But yeah, I have heard that there has been a recent. Isn't there since that was posted? There's been a actually when was that posted? Only a month ago. Okay, maybe never mind. Wasn't because I remember hearing about there was a ban wave that went through and destroyed a bunch of the bots, but did not solve the problem. Just got rid of a lot of the bots accounts. I'm not sure, but yeah, what I'd heard is that they do things like that. They make ban waves because the less. This is what I heard from a developer from themselves. You use ban waves as a way to limit bots and cheaters' ability to adapt to the situation. If you ban everyone as soon as you have the ability to detect a bot or a system or a cheat, then recent changes that the bot people have made to their bots become like the target of something we've added or something we've just done has changed. Like each time they implement a new bot and then it gets banned, they can like tweak it and use like evolutionary logic to make a bot that's not detectable. Whereas if you do a big ban wave, you leave it for a while and then you do a big ban wave, it becomes really hard to determine what caused the bot to get banned. And so, it'll take a while before the bots find a way around the newest fix. And then, again, you wait for a bit and then another wave of bans. Like, so far, 90% of the bots are gone. Right. You're very unlucky. If you're very unlucky, you can still run into some. Right. Yeah. So, doing big ban waves is apparently the way to go when it comes to dealing with bots. Anyway, let's keep moving. because that was a big one. That was a real long video. I didn't mean to watch this for so long. Ah.
Move it, lads!
This is from Jamster.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
I'm gonna blow the inside of your head!
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Victory.
Damn, are they even doing there's already bots?
Well, can you kick yourself from the game? You're a pedophile.
Prepare to compete.
You guys can we kick Melody to pedophile? Press F1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bro, what are you on about?
It's about F1. It's a cheater.
Bro, what are you in your party? No, we should F1 escape the Matrix. Shut the fuck up.
Oh. I was gonna say, so this is also a bot situation. Oh god. Yeah. Here we have fallen behind. Just like VAC bans, game bans don't state the reason to why that user was banned. Yeah. Don't worry, Rorius, we know you actually intend to watch the entire video. I didn't, I swear. Bots were getting to a point where they were picking every class recently. Like NG bots, scout bots. Yeah, I saw that. I saw in that previous video that they had some of the bots playing like random classes. And were they trying to play legit or something? No, they were getting so cocky that they would just like choose any class. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, you've called one too recently. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh god, that music. Yay! Victory! saving it from horrible audio bots.
So this is where all the decisions are made. Huh.
Oh,
we're gonna need a room to sleep nearby.
It did this again. No!
This one looks empty. Super Smash! Hey, Englishman.
It did that. The new Reddit UI is capable of doing that, which has happened there, where I've like it is playing and paused at the same time. It happens.
So this is where all the decisions are made. Huh. We're gonna need a room to sleep nearby. This one looks empty. Super Smash! Hey, Englishman. I'm gonna need a new home for my people. Power outlets, radio room access, and a can. You got it?
Please.
Say what?
Please. You ask for something, you say please, and don't fucking call me Englishman.
Okay, you wanna step to me, motherfucker, you wanna get shit done? Cause I'm game either way.
Don't mind that. Absolutely no control over the thing. Happy to oblige. What's up, boss?
We bunking in here.
You got it, sister.
All right. Listen up, brothers and sisters. The, touchy Englishman is gonna show you where to set up shop. After that, I want you to look around, find a place to bunk in, get to know the boat folk, and hey, don't start no shit. But don't take none either.
Well, what the kind lady said. Follow me.
All right, y'all. Drop whatever the fuck you're doing. Because we got some hell to raise. Hey, Englishman. You got nukes on this ship. Did you know that?
Oh, is that why it only took one of them to level Death's entire fucking compound? You figured that out, oh great genius.
Oh, so you knew. Yet you only used the one. Explain that blip to me, shit for brains, because you are stupid for real.
Fuck's sakes, you can't bloody well just go around dropping bombs on random civilians, you dim-witted bampont.
Oh, eat me, cocksucker. I'm not saying we chunk nukes at a bunch of cities all willy-nilly, pencil dick. Do I look like a fucking Nazi to you?
No. I would say you most resemble a skitterdrookit cunt rag, emitting a heinous honking similar to that of a shite-spewing volcano, affronting the senses at full force.
Well, at least my face isn't a dead ringer for a massive prolapsed rectum. I want to blow a gut just looking at your bleary-eyed jive ass. Know what I'm saying?
The reason we haven't used one of the other atom bombs, which would be obvious to anyone who isn't profoundly idiotic, is we need a proper target first.
Well, I'm here to say that I got a proper target. And it's a fucking good one, too. So sit your clown ass down, you dumb fuck, Scottish motherfucker.
Fair enough.
I've never seen these clips because I never saw those clips because I always, well, in my game, I chose the other guy to survive. I can't even remember his name. it's no, that was from Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. So at the very start of, or is that Wolfenstein the New Colossus? Wait, no. It is. Oh, that's right. Isn't it that decision that you make where you have to choose one or the other? That comes from the first game. But it continues into the second game. That's what it is. So it's Wolfenstein, the New Order, and the New Colossus sort of merging together. I think that's how it works. I'm struggling to remember the games now. It's been so long, but Fergus, you have to choose between. It's like Wyatt, Fergus, and Wyatt. You have to choose between them in the first game, and something horrible happens in the first game to do with what your choice. But then in the second game, it continues with whoever you chose to survive continues to be, alive. He continues to be a member of your crew in the second game. But I chose Wyatt as the person to keep alive, and Wyatt doesn't have those interactions with that character, so those scenes just don't play out like that in my game because I had the other guy alive. Fascinating fascinating effect from a very, very early decision from the first game. Added like 15 more slides and ate some food. Nice. Like a Mass Effect thing. Yeah, I've also never played Mass Effect either, but yeah, it's one of those things where there's not a whole lot of choices in Wolfenstein, but that is one you get right at the start of the first game, and it affects both games in some way. And depending on who, actually, if I recall as well, who you had alive also affects what weapon you get later down the line. There's like Yeah, I think that's what it is as well. If you chose Wyatt to survive, you get in Wolfenstein 2, you get in one mission you get a weapon that is like a laser gun that burns through walls and stuff like that. But if you chose Fergus to be alive, you get a gasoline like grenade launcher essentially. Yeah, the new Wolfenstein games are very good. They were very fun to play, and they were excellently made. Like they feel like some of the most polished games I've ever played. Just felt so satisfying to play. The gasoline gun is super good. I played a bit. Yeah, the gasoline grenade launcher thing is really cool. But they're both really cool weapons. Unfortunately, you only get one of them depending on who you've kept alive. I like that adds more replay to the game. Yeah. Yeah. It adds a bit more variety of how you see the game. And it means that people who played them differently, who chose differently, get a slightly different experience, and that when you talk to friends about it, like, oh, I chose this character, you can discuss the differences between what your experiences. You can have those conversations and chat with each other about that stuff, because yeah I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. Anyway,
save
another 20-minute video. It's not supposed to be this long.
Save TF2 is happening again, and it could end badly. If Save TF2 creates enough pressure for Valve to feel they must do something, yet fixing the anti-cheat is ultimately unrealistic, it means we're getting a half-baked fix. TF2 is $20 again, and kicking out free-to-plays, stuff like that. It fixed the issue, but at the expense of the game's growth, and TF2 would actually die. Right now, VAC basically does two checks: whether you've messed with the game directly, and what's running on your computer. Valve has a secret list of blacklisted files, and if VAC finds a match, you get marked. VAC itself is functional. You'd get banned for using the public version of Lamau today, for example. But the blacklist isn't being kept up to date, so nothing happens. Since this is a bunch of treadmill work Valve have said they won't do, they probably aren't going to do it. So VAC isn't going to get updated, but they still have to do something. So this brings us to bad desperate measures, like the mute on free-to-plays from talking and calling medic, but at least it's easy. This might be a manual ban wave on all the bots, then making TF2 a paid game. A manual ban wave would still be a bunch of work, but theoretically, you just do it once and they won't be able to get back in because of the strict barriers to playing TF2. I hope Valve doesn't do this, but it would work, so it could happen. Though even if VAC becomes the perfect anti-cheat, there's already an evolution in bots that make it pointless. Instead of cheating, the bots are created to blend in as much as possible and call vote kicks on human players. They play low-key classes such as the engineer, then randomly call vote kicks on real players. There's quite a few posts on Reddit about this already, and this is genuinely almost impossible to fix with the usual detection methods. What would you detect to tell a bad player from a bot? You can randomize every keyboard and mouse inputs, or even record your own inputs while playing normally and play a macro back. Most MMOs suffer from this type of botting problem, and it exists in CS as well. June 2023, they changed it to require an XP rank up. Bots weren't stopped, and took DM servers hostage, kicking any humans that joined to farm XP for cases. But even if the usual methods don't work, AI would work, right? I think it can, but there's big assumptions you need to make. AI is basically a tool to fill in the blanks. If you are training an AI to recognize cats, You gather cat photos and say, somehow all of these photos are cats. AI then brute forces through tons of combinations to solve for how. What's the overarching pattern that's common between all the cat photos? The answer it finds becomes an AI model that can score how likely a given photo has a cat.
Yeah, as you I think you're implying there. Valve when they realize working is treadmill work. Yeah, the issue with bots and dealing with cheaters and bots and stuff like that is that it's a constant back and forth. And Valve, I'm pretty sure Valve is just, for the most part, not everyone at Valve, but most people at Valve, most of Valve, they're done with TF2. They're just, TF2 is on maintenance only kind of mode, and even then the maintenance is few and far between. They want to just be over and done with it, but you can't with a service that's being, that's still being sold, still being actively used by a lot of people. The work's never done. There's always more. So yeah, that's why Valve has been so negligent with the game, is that for them, they're leaving it there so people can play it. Because what other companies would do, this is the thing, is that like they're leaving it for people to keep playing. Other companies would have just shut the game down by now. You see, there's so many companies that will make a game and then like within like a year they shut the game down, even if it's doing well. They just don't want to have to pay for the ongoing costs of the game. The 30 shapes on that GDC poster look like bejeweled gems. I didn't see it. I know Valve doesn't like it, but there are talented people in the community that want to work on TF2. Yeah. If they want to keep it going... See, this is the thing, is it still makes them money, so they don't want to fully, like, let go of TF2. They want it... See, this is the problem with Valve, is that they want their cake and they want to be able to eat it too. They want to keep making money from TF2, but they don't want to have to work on it. They don't want to have to maintain it. Yeah. I know Valve doesn't like it, but they're... Right, seeing how Valve care about cheaters / bots on TF2, Left 4 Dead, CS2, etc. makes me not too excited to play future multiplayer games, lol. Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see how people react to Deadlock, honestly. But honestly, to be fair, most of... Pardon me, Jesus Christ. The Valve games I've enjoyed the most have been their single-player games. I want Valve to keep making single-player games. I want them to keep making their Half-Life, their Portals, their whatever. Those are the games I really like. I really enjoyed TF2 while it was, in its peak. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not that much of a multiplayer game player, so they should force a capture into TF2 every 5th game or so. Captures though are easy enough to train for. It's honestly, they should probably, as much as again they say they don't want Valve to do it, they should probably just go back to making TF2 costs like, make it cost like $2 to $5, like, and I'm thinking New Zealand dollars. Just give it a small cost of entry, and suddenly a huge amount of the botting would just disappear because most people are not willing to invest that kind of money to making their bots. If every time the bot gets removed, they have to buy a new account, that is huge for reducing botting. Like, I can't be hyped over a Valve multiplayer game when I know in a few months it'll be unplayable, lol. That's the problem is that there's a sizable community of people who just want to ruin Valve's multiplayer games. So, if anything, what I would say is that rather than not being hyped about Valve multiplayer games, is only being hyped about Valve multiplayer games where you're playing with friends and no one else. In other words, forget your TF2. Valve multiplayer games should be like Left 4 Dead, or should be like what's another good example? Like Portal 2, where you're just playing with a limited number of people. I'm not talking about Versus in Left 4 Dead. Versus in Left 4 Dead is another whole kettle of fish. But just playing, your 4-player Left 4 Dead, where it's just you and your friends, or playing your Portal 2, where literally it's just one person, you and one other person playing. Valve should make more multiplayer games like that, because those don't have those problems. They don't have those bot problems. Yes, Portal, why not TF3? Oh wait, that has that scary number on it. Valve hates that, lol. That's why the new game is called Deadlock. Because they can't call it any of their other IPs number 3. If it costs $4 or so, it would be massive. TF2 is at the point where it isn't receiving many players regardless. That's the thing, is like, that's why, sure, me saying, oh, $2, or like between $2 and $5 as a cost of entry, while that would make a huge dent on botting, it would also make a huge dent on new players coming in. So, yeah. You could say Valve can't include the number 3 or the word 3. Yeah. They should make a TF64 where it's an FPS story game that goes across TF2 lore. Kind of like your COD campaign. It's just you and your mates. That'd be cool. Let's go back to couch games. Bring back that co-op. Yeah, exactly. Go back to the old school method of multiplayer. And like that, they don't have the bot problem. They don't have the. If you make it so that the 4-player system is like, it's only there's no servers to bot. It's just players. A player hosts a game for 3 of their friends, and then you play the game with your friends. Valve just needs to wake up and hire people to make a better anti-cheat if they can't. That is very true. That is the thing, is like, Valve should really just hire a group of people to handle that stuff for them if they don't want to do it. They have the money. Valve has so much money that they could do that without barely making a dent in their profits. Oh, hey Zoe. Welcome. Bring up your friends and somehow join the same lobby. Yeah. Like, they own Steam. No excuse about lack of money. Yeah, exactly. Just add a second screen. It's the only thing we need to catch co-op. Yeah, no, that is something. That'd be a cool project. Make a game that when you play co-op, it checks to see if you have a second screen and tries to use the second screen as a second player. That'd be a cool idea. I don't know that any game has done that, but that's a cool idea. Actually, there's that game that uses your windows on your screen. Like, it has a thing. There's that game recently that came out that actually isn't a full screen game. It has like a windowed game, but the window, its position on your screen changes the way the game works. It's like relative to its position on the screen. So you could, and therefore there might, in fact, I think there's multiple windows and multiple popped up windows for that game. So you could, unless they're spoofing it, if a game like that can exist where multiple little windows are opened at the same time, you could have multiple windows opened on different screens for 2 different characters. That's totally doable. Yeah, you know the game I'm talking about? Yeah, I've seen it. I've not played it myself. I don't know what it's called. I'd show it. I'd show what it looks like approximately if I knew the name of it, but I have no idea.
So here's the problem. If you're training an AI to recognize cheats,
Window
where do
kill?
you get the cat photos, the examples to feed the AI from? Sure, Valve has recordings of all matches played, but someone needs to watch games in the first place to find examples of—
Yeah, wait, this game. Yeah. Yeah, where you start, the window is part of the game. And yeah, you have multiple windows that interact with each other. Is it spoofing it to do that? Or is it actually using your window space? Yeah, I don't know if it's just pretending to have a background by, like, I don't know if the game actually is full screen and it's just pretending to have a background and windows. But if it's doing it for real, like, I'm tempted to buy the game and play it just to test it out. But it ends up raining perks. A hidden full screen container. So it is kind of spoofed, is it? It's not entirely real. Or is it real, but it's opening separate windows for the graphical components? The avatar frame and profile backgrounds. Oh, yes, it has these cool classic Windows style. I'm really tempted to play this and to test it out just to okay, wait a minute. Oh no, you see my Discord. Hold up. Oh, I'm not signed in. Shit. I am signed in. What the hell? God damn it. Okay, wait. Let's put this back up here. And I'll get my Steam open instead. Ah, it's on Godot. So no, it is using the background. I can still interact with stuff in the background. You run. Sure. I don't know what this means. Let's just do it. Oh, okay. How do I how do I shoot? Do I use mouse? Okay, use mouse. So yeah, yeah. So it uses the background and it opens multiple windows which I can interact with as regular windows. And you said I can horror this. Yeah. At the moment there's only one window, but... What a weird game. What a weird and fascinating game. I'll just go till I die. I just realized I can collect those things that those things drop. Alright, let's get this side there. It's so fascinating. What a fascinating concept. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. It's finally the second screen. Second, window. Okay, wait. I'm gonna check. Yeah. Piercing. Hole punch. Fire rate. Max health. Splash damage. Speed. Multi-shot. Oh god. Walls. The walls. I swear it suddenly got way harder when I bought those perks. Oh. I'm streaming at the moment. Oh, hold up, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, Mum came over to tell me about some things. Didn't realize I was streaming. Oh, you were saying... Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait 1 second. Let's just test this. Oh, you can't stretch it across 2 screens. I was about to test to see if I could get it off the screen. It didn't work. But yeah, I should get back to reacting. Not continue this. Oh god. It's funny. Yeah, I find it funny that as soon as I started upgrading my player character, it got way harder. Oh. Tab. Ah. I don't know what these mean. Here. Oh. What does this do? Oh, is it just a way of... Oh, it's so that I can see... It's like I can now see a little bit of a different window. Oh, I've got only 1 health left. Wait, I should check this. Heal 20. Wait, I can peek the background by doing this. The other monitor doesn't have anything on it. That's funny. Yeah. It's funny, I keep saying I should go back to the reactions and I keep continuing to play this. Yeah, fascinating. Super fascinating. Oh god. It's a Let's Play stream now. Okay. Oh. What is that? What is that? What is that? Big old boss. Oh god. No, give me space. I need more space. Super weird. Okay, wait. I still don't have another one of those, but let's go back to this. Fire rate and piercing. What the wealth? Okay. Okay, I need once again. I need space. No! He friggin' dive bombed me. Yay! Below. Right click. Oh. Neat. What are these? Oh, they're the things under the ground. Sounds like malware. This program feels like malware. Like someone's locked my computer and now I can't get access to it until I destroy all the things. All the viruses. Oh jeez. Okay, wait. Thank you. I don't know what freezing is, but let's just get it. Oh dear. Wait. Oh no, I don't have access. Ah, I clicked off the screen! No. This is actually really cool. Ah! Keep firing at the side. Okay, ow. Oh, okay. Okay, this is where I die. Never mind. Oh. Okay, yep. Just die. Okay. Oh god, I keep running into the friggin'... Keep running into the blue guys. Ah! There we go. Backing text, just Serenity. Died a slime trail. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. At least this is what I got. Yeah. So if you can make this, if you can make a game, oh right. Yep, quit. If you can make a game where there's like a million windows on the screen, you can make a multiplayer game where you have 2 separate windows for different players. 100%. What was I playing before? I wasn't playing any of this. That's right, I was playing this before. Alright. Let's get back to it.
Cheaters for the AI to use. Then, to make sure the AI doesn't overdo it and accuse real players, you would also need to provide examples of players who aren't cheating. Similarly, with bots that try to blend in, it wouldn't be simple to get examples of bots and non-bots to use. ChatGPT got around this by buying data other companies have already neatly organized. But is there some company with databases of TF2 bots and legitimate players ready to sell? So it'll be hard, but just get a few guys to watch matches for a few days, and you can use that, right? That's not enough, because AI needs many examples to approach accuracy. For something that has many examples to learn from, such as riding a bike, GPT could produce an answer indistinguishable from a human. But if I ask niche topics, such as what's a speed shot, which is talked about much less than riding a bike, there's way less examples to train on, resulting in a partially hallucinated answer. It's seemingly seen enough examples to connect speed shots with rocket jumping, but not enough examples to explain it accurately. If I ask about Uber, that's common enough to be accurate. By the way, speed shots are rockets that hit as you land, that shoot you forward. But if we somehow get enough data, it'll be fine, right? AI seems capable of getting mostly right, but that's it. and you always need a human to verify their work. For example, Python is the third most used programming language. I asked GPT to write a Python Discord bot that would remove embeds from messages. It produced a bot that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Removing embeds with bots have been supported since before its knowledge cutoff in October 2023. This is my guess as to why VACnet was designed as a AI that feeds into Overwatch. Its results can't be relied upon. It's always possible to hallucinate, so a human always has to check. On top of this, AI can't deal with what it hasn't been trained on. For example, it can answer multiplication up to a few digits, but past 5 digits it starts falling apart. AI doesn't develop an innate skill. It just draws from its training to guess what bits of data are meant to come after the first bit of data. This is probably why VACnet apparently hasn't progressed past detecting spin bots, since AI relies basically entirely on its training. There's also rumors from 2020 that cheat developers created a bot that would accurately and honestly complete Overwatch cases, then with an exploit to identify any anonymized players in the Overwatch case, falsely acquit any cheaters that paid them. This might be what caused the change in April, where they released Overwatch specifically for trusted partners. At the moment, not a single person online has reported getting access to it yet, and because of that, there is a rumor that Valve hired a company to do Overwatch cases instead. The rumor is also fueled by text in the Overwatch menus that asks the user to review a training document to evaluate aimbot. All these issues would apply to Valve's other AI, Trust Factor. Instead of taking gameplay and feeding that into an AI, Trust Factor is an AI fed with many external data points from cheaters' Steam accounts, such as the time of day you usually play, the age of your Steam account, how much you've spent on the game, so on. A pattern is then recognized between all cheater Steam accounts to flag them and give them a lower trust score. Fundamentally, this would still have the same problems with examples, hallucinations, verification. To summarize, AI detection can work, but you need to assume enough data can be curated to feed it. Overwatch also exists and isn't exploitable, and assume the AI is updated enough to keep up with new behavior. So what if we solved it with verification? Last time, I said that CAPTCHAs can be solved by paying humans. This is still true.
Yeah.
The newest CAPTCHAs...
Have you heard about that? There was some AI or some system that an AI paid a person to do a CAPTCHA for it, so that it could bypass a capture system. Because it couldn't do it itself, but it could recognize the ability for a human to do it for it.
use seem to be the Arcos Lab ones. With humans, they cost $1 to $3 per 1,000 CAPTCHAs, which you may think sounds good. Eventually, bot hosters would go bankrupt solving so many CAPTCHAs. But these services are being put out of business. Not in a good way.
I don't know that I have
2023,
MX.
a new service
I'm not up
called
to the top yet.
Notcha appeared. They train AI to solve these new CAPTCHAs, and for 90,000 CAPTCHAs, it costs $1. SteamGuard is still flawed. Trading bots already make use of a desktop version of SteamGuard, and you bulk buy cheap phone numbers from a remote country to verify your bots. The same John McDonald who presented VACnet posted on Twitter back in 2018 that banning IP addresses, hardware, payment information, email, and phone numbers don't work. What seems to work are passports, but you might cut off many younger players who don't have them handy. One problem with solving it at Steam accounts being created though, is that there are a lot of Steam accounts that already exist that won't be affected, you could probably find any of the hundreds of shutdown skin selling sites and buy their useless bots. So then how does the community deal with it? Why don't bots join community servers? Obviously, it would be irresponsible to sell out the current protections, but they're not reliable or robust at all. I'd say community servers have slid by because bot hosters didn't care, but also that most servers only ever have 2 to 4 vacant slots open at once, so it's hard for bots to join as a big group. Meanwhile, matchmaking is designed to get your party a game at any cost. But otherwise, there's always human moderators, and that will never be bypassable. Suing the bot hosters has already been addressed in the last video, and it entirely falls apart at what happens if the bots are hosted in Russia. But I want to add that there's a lot to gain from them being public. Assuming you successfully sue one guy, everyone else scatters and properly hides their code and operations. I think it's possible that we stand to lose more than we gain from this, because so much of the community's fixes and plugins come from how recklessly they leak everything. Almost every patch and fix in recent time is from being able to see what they're trying to do and getting ahead of it, or fixing the bug being abused. If the trade was one bot hoster being permanently gone, in exchange for information on their plans and code, this would be a terrible deal. To wrap up, here's my tier list of solutions. Starting from the bottom is SteamGuard and CAPTCHAs. Neither of these do anything and have robust workarounds to bypass them. Next, I'd consider maintaining VAC pointless, pretty hard and not something it seems Valve would do. Pointless because stealthy vote kick bots are already a thing. As soon as VAC becomes more capable, they would immediately pivot. Some people believe fixing aimbot would be good enough, which is fair, but I think they can make it super obnoxious if they entirely focus on vote kicking as much as possible. VACnet would fall under this as well, since the root of the problem isn't cheating. VAC is hard to work with because it's a reactive measure. Cheaters will always have the initiative and VAC will always be playing catch up. It'd be weeks of cheating broken up by a day of VAC detection on loop. You can't see into the future. You can't know what exploits cheaters will use before they use it. So cheaters are always a step ahead. And Valve won't work on this since it's treadmill work. But even outsourcing it, an anti-cheat company can't fix developers being on the back foot. The most you can do is just react faster. At some point, it also becomes impossible to keep fixing Source 1 because it's so old and designed in a different time. Next is the viable range. Valve could hire some company to manually moderate and watch casual matches, but there'd be tricky logistics with setting up casual matches to be spectatable and training employees to recognize what to look for. You'd need to also hire a silly amount of people, because even at 1 AM Eastern Time at night, the Steam API reports 4,100 players on Valve servers, which would be around 300 servers. So you need around 3 times that amount of people for the 3 major regions of Earth, and hire almost 1,000 people. More realistically, hire a company to create a anti-non-human player AI, which besides all the hard work to organize data for AI to train on, would probably be ready at earliest after a year or 2 of work. But I'm not sure Valve ever hires whole companies of outside help like this. Assuming Valve would accept manually banning all the bots once, adding a price tag back to TF2 would easily be the worst option for TF2's health, but the least work of any option. The only concern is what price is high enough to stop bots, but not most people. $5 doesn't seem to be the number though, because every bot already has text and voice chat. Another possible bad band-aid is avoids in matchmaking. I assume this is not too hard to add, since this is already a feature in Dota, and it would definitely work to avoid bots. Let TF2 players maintain their own blacklist of players to never matchmake with
It's
in
supposed
casual.
to be.
The only risk is that
be a
it
thing.
can completely brick casual.
So
in
many of the
Dota
videos
2,
being posted
you
are
need to
not
pay
10
$4 a month to access the avoid function. And
let's move on. Let's move on. Good video, but let's move on. Nintendo is erasing its history, the war against ROMs. Yes. I'm a big advocate for preservation, video game preservation. And so this is a concern that
in the summer of 2008,
this is an area of great concern to me.
18. The best-selling console in June of that year wasn't the Nintendo Switch or the Sony PlayStation 4, it was the NES Classic, a miniature version of the NES that cost $60 and came with 30 classic NES titles. And it sold well. So well that Nintendo underestimated the demand. The NES Classic was frequently sold out, and resellers
you've
took
dominated
advantage
these
of the
reaction
FOMO from
streams just 'cause
those
you
who
posted
weren't able
20
to get one.
20 and 30
the
minute
NES Classic
videos.
underneath the covers
And a
is
couple
nothing
of
more than a
hour-long ones,
low-powered
too.
ARM device that runs an in-house Nintendo-developed emulator and ROMs. Nintendo would follow this up with the Super NES Classic, which was just as successful, and just like any other mini console at the time, it would be quickly hacked to run just about any emulator and ROM that you wanted. In July 18 of the same year as the NES Classic, Nintendo would file a lawsuit against the operator of a popular console ROM site known as loveroms.com. According to Nintendo, the sites are among the most notorious online hubs for pirated games, and just 3 days later, LoveRoms was shut down. ME Paradise, out of fear of being targeted by Nintendo, also ceased providing ROMs on their website. In July of 2019, Nintendo went scorched earth on another popular ROM sharing site known as ROM Universe, stating the company alleges ROM Universe is built largely on brazen and mass-scale infringement. It was shut down shortly after. And fast forward to today, Vim's Lair is the latest in a string of high-profile ROM sites that have been a target of Nintendo and their quest to eradicate illegal ROMs and piracy. In the case of Vim's Lair, Nintendo, along with Sega, Lego, and a group of companies who
that has to be said. No shade towards Nathan. I appreciate Nathan you posting a bunch of videos. I honestly I appreciate people posting, whether they're 10 minutes or whatever the deal is. But as you were saying, as Conan was saying, I think it was Conan, yeah. It has to be said, I have noticed this. Videos on YouTube that are, less than 10 minutes are, short videos on YouTube are getting exceedingly rare. Videos like YouTubers and streamers and content creators broadly. Oh, 1 second. Are typically these days posting longer and longer and longer videos. I've always been someone who posted rather long videos. That's always just been my thing. I've always posted... My Let's Plays have always been about 30 to 40 minutes. Even though I intended them to only be about 20 minutes, I just inherently ended up making long videos. But I've noticed that more and more and more creators have been making longer and longer videos. When it's cooking with Rorius. I never made a cooking video in this house. I never did do that. To be fair, it's not as good setup here. Up in the house, we have like an island up in the house now. So I was able to like record on the island. The camera was able to be positioned such that you could see everything I was doing. You could see my exact actions as I was doing them. This setup isn't as good because there's just less space for me to show you what I'm doing. I don't have there's an island, but it's being blocked by a tall upper shelf thing. But yeah, no, I should make one eventually. I should make one to celebrate something. I have not reached RNG submission yet, nah. Need another 24-hour stream. 24-hour stream. Yeah, I thought about doing one this weekend just because I have such limited time to stream, because I just have like, we've got 1 week left. We've got the rest of, like, this coming week, and that's it basically. Then I'm back to work. But and I also thought about doing a game jam over these 2 weeks, but again, I just felt like, firstly, I need to relax, and secondly, I do actually have work I need to do. So neither of those things ended up happening. You think I'm a Viking? I have Viking blood in me. I am plentiful Scandinavian. I did make the portal cake. That is true. Or 12-hour, yeah. Wait, I've never done a 24-hour, have I? I've just done a 12-hour stream. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that sleeping on Twitch is slowly becoming a thing is interesting. We're getting close to my dream, getting paid while you sleep. Yeah, if I thought I could get away with it, I probably would try that. But no, I don't think I would get away with it, especially the way I snore. It would not be entertaining. I classify myself as Viking because of the beard. I have the Viking blood though. I have the genetics. I just also have other genetics that aren't Viking. Time management and proper scheduling is really an important thing. Yeah. Well, Rorius is sort of decent. Been watching since like 2020. Right, I thought it was earlier than that. I thought it was earlier than 2020, but I've been doing this so long I forget what I was doing and when. I forget the years now. 24/7 stream would imply that I'm streaming non-stop. Nope. But Rorius snoring is the best part. Think you watched my desync reaction video? Yeah. That's just it. Is that desync video? That's an early video. That's 2018. More Sims content. I would like to go back and do more Sims 1 or Sims 2 stuff. I never did do that Sims 2 video. I did the Sims 1 video where I showed myself like well, no, I didn't show myself installing it. I went through the effort to reinstall all my Sims 1 stuff and then I played it. I want to do a similar thing with Sims 2. Long-haired Rorius, yeah. That's the thing, is I cut my hair in 2019, so you must have been watching before then. Unless you watched them after the fact, of course. They used to have shows like that on TV called Big Brother, watching people live 24/7. That's true. Snoring would be your commentary. I'd probably accidentally say some embarrassing stuff as well. I do talk in my sleep. I mean, but that's, again, that's content. Sims 2 video, do it. Yeah. I do want to do that. I want to do a stream, or I want to do something, a video, a stream, whatever, where I install I install just Sims 2 by itself, and then play it. Because the music from The Sims 2, the default music from Sims 2, hits me so hard every time I hear it. I'm thinking of it now and I'm getting chills. I gotta look it up. The Sims 2 theme. There it is, right there. This freaking piece. Bro looked like he was in a metal band. I was in a metal band, actually. Oh, god damn it. Anyway. It's that hits so hard. It's right in the nostalgic land. But yeah, I really like The Sims 2. The Sims 2 was probably it's hard to say. Sims 1 and 2 I loved so much. Sims 3 grew on me. At first I didn't like Sims 3, and then it grew on me, and I do like Sims 3 now, but back to the video. Before we go back to the video, I was just gonna mention there are some YouTube channels that are streaming 24/7. Yes, and that's true. There are some 24/7 streams. Oh, right. I was gonna say, my original copy of The Sims 2, I don't know where the hell it went. Like, some friend of mine or my brother's borrowed our Sims 2 at some point and just never gave it back. So I actually bought a second-hand copy of The Sims 2. So hopefully I can install that second-hand copy. Yeah, fingers crossed. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
The ESA was...
Oh, something I should quickly mention as well. Unlike Sims 1, I never did buy all the Sims 2 DLCs. Sims 1, I literally bought every single expansion that came out for it. But except for, like, there's that online version of Sims 1, I never got that. I don't even think they released it here. I never remember seeing it. But the Sims 2, like, I just didn't have the money to buy them, so I ended up pirating most of the DLCs, the expansion packs for Sims 2. So that's why the video for Sims 2 for me would be very different, I think, to the Sims 1 one. Instead of the Sims 1 one where I installed everything all at once, I'd probably just do a Sims 2 one where I just install base Sims 2, play it, reminisce, and then maybe get a copy of the Sims 2 that has all of it, and then play that. Because, yeah, I literally never actually, there was never a time where I had every single Sims 2 thing. There was just too many. Anyway.
Responsible. Now, I do want to be very clear that Nintendo does have every right to protect what's theirs, and ROM sites do indeed host illegal ROMs. But it's in my opinion that Nintendo is causing irreparable damage to a community that's almost single-handedly kept game preservation efforts alive for decades. And
yeah, I reckon they should make a Sims 5, and they should learn their mistakes from Sims 4, and make a truly awesome Sims 5 based on, like, all the cool features they added to Sims 3, but taking all the content from the previous Sims games, like, focusing on what people enjoyed of those previous games, and making a really, really cool Sims 5. They can do it. I know they can. They are currently working on the next Sims thing. Oh, good. I hope they learned their lesson. Because what happened with Sims 4 is that Sims 4 was intended to be this, like, online game where you play with a friend. It was supposed to be like this co-op 2-player online MMO kind of setup, and at the last second they were like, this is gonna fail. Oh, the SimCity being poorly received, and because of the always online thing, made them panic, and they pivoted Sims 4 to be what it is now instead. And TF2 Comics not a hoax. Eric Wolpile confirmed it. Oh, good. Yeah. So Sims 4, the reason that Sims 4 is this weird game, that is weird in many ways, is because of the fact it wasn't supposed to be a full-line Sims game. You have a book map on how to get Sims 2 running on modern hardware? Ah. Right, okay, interesting. I might have to, if I do end up doing that video, I'll have to remember to message you and see if I can, or if I can't get it working myself, message you and see if I can get it working. What about Sims 6? So we're gonna get through Sims 5 first. Sims 5 would equal Sims 2 as a base, with Sims 3 customization and open world, Sims 4 graphics minus the emotional crap. Yeah, what I would say is, like, I would say even go further, like, have even more realistic or more either more realistic or more like Sims specific style graphics. You know, go even higher end graphics than what it currently already exists. But yeah, use like the stuff people loved about Sims 1 and 2, mix it with the customization of Sims 3 and the open world nature of Sims 3, and I think you'd have an amazing Sims 5. Fun fact, I listened to the Sims 1 soundtrack while doing homework. I have the Sims 1 soundtrack on my phone, and it's my favorite. Whenever I shuffle, I always have my phone on shuffle. Whenever I shuffle, it shuffles to the Sims 1 stuff. That always makes me feel better. I always feel so much better when I like I'm driving to work and I'm playing music, and then the like neighborhood music comes on. One of the neighborhood songs from Sims 1 comes on. I'm just like a wave of calm goes over me. Speaking of patching games to run it on modern hardware, there are some cap games that either one have 3D acceleration disabled and or high res disabled, and or two don't work properly as intended. Right? Yeah, not surprising. Breathing together. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in Sims 3 that they got rid of in Sims 4. I was sad to hear. I still have yet to play Sims 4. That's another game. That's another video I should do, is me playing Sims 4 for the first time.
We're going to talk about why I'm genuinely concerned about the future of video game preservation after a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by
sounds
Delete
familiar,
Me.
but I don't know
As someone
anything
who
about
works in the video game industry and as a known public figure, maintaining my privacy is extremely important.
Skip the
Nintendo
sponsor.
has a well-documented stance against emulation and ROMs. In 1999, when Ultra HLE,
Sims 2
the
episode
first
3.
public Nintendo 64 emulator released, they called emulation illegal. But after it was tried in court and emulators were found to
Sims 2
actually be
was so
legal,
good.
Nintendo changed their strategy. If they can't take down the emulators, then why not go after the sites that host the ROMs? Now you might be thinking to yourself, MVG, Nintendo just took down Yuzu, that's an emulator, so what are you talking about? Nintendo did shut down Yuzu, however, the DMCA law was never tried in court. Yuzu took an L to keep emulation legal, which I think everyone can agree was the right thing to do. But let's get back to ROMs, which is the main topic of this video. I mentioned that Nintendo has every right as the copyright holder to remove what belongs to them. But did you notice that Nintendo is pushing for the removal of the entire sites, threatening the preservation of ROMs that don't even belong to them? But MVG, what about archive.org, I hear you ask? That's never going to go away. Let's stop and discuss archive.org for a moment. And while I do agree that with the loss of LoveROMs, Vimslare and other sites, as long as archive.org exists, then everything will be fine. But it's really not the case. First of all, let's talk about why Nintendo hasn't gone after archive.org.
One thing that should be mentioned is that archive.org isn't going to just not ever go away. There have been groups that have tried to fight archive.org. I remember recently seeing a thing about some company attacking archive.org for archiving something of theirs, which I find deeply upsetting.
The same way as they have with the other sites. Well, it's because archive.org has a DMCA exemption to help with the archival of vintage software. It's vital to make proper archival copies of these artifacts. The problem with this exemption is it's not forever. Every 3 years, the Copyright Office holds a rulemaking proceeding to determine the exemption status. And for example, if 1 year they rule against the DMCA exemption, the site is then exposed to the same takedowns as any other ROM site. It's as simple as that. Nothing lasts forever, except for the ridiculous copyright laws when it comes to video games.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, here in the United States, video game copyright lasts for the entire life of the creator, plus an additional 70 years. And Nintendo themselves have been outspoken opposing the DMCA exemption on archive.org. If and when there is a reversal of the DMCA exemption, Nintendo will be the first company to strike. So what can we do about this? ROM sites are illegal. But can we dump our own games? Is it even legal to do that? I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding of dumping is that it's perfectly legal to dump your own games as long as you're not circumventing any protection measures as stated by the DMCA. In general, what this means is that anything up to around the 6th generation of game consoles would be perfectly legal to make backups of. Anything beyond that is a grey area. But for this discussion, let's just assume that all ROMs can be dumped by individuals who own originals, and it's perfectly legal to do that. So, if it's okay to download and use an emulator and dump your own games, then what's the problem? Preservation lives on. After all, I'm making a legal backup of my games. The problem is, have you ever tried to dump a NES, Super NES, Genesis, or old game cartridge? It's not an easy thing to do. You need some type of dumping hardware like this thing here. This is the Retro 2. It can dump SNES and Genesis ROMs, and I even have an adapter for N64 and Game Boy. The problem is, these aren't readily available. They are almost never in stock when you need one. And have you tried dumping NES game cartridges? I've tried a few different dumpers, and all of them are terrible. The best option is to use a dumping tool with the analog NT Mini, which isn't made anymore. And back in the old days, way before FPGA-based dumping tools, disc and cartridge copiers were all the rage. Now, I've used disc copiers on the channel before. These devices were also successfully blocked in US courts as illegal. Now, of course, it was still very possible to import them via Hong Kong electronic stores such as Lexang, but you start to see the frustration. Disc-based games like the Dreamcast, OG Xbox and GameCube aren't really much better either. You can use either a specific drive with a hacked firmware, or you can use a hacked console. It shouldn't be this complicated to make backups of your own games, and yet it is. Why not just leave everything up to Nintendo? After all, they did successfully launch the Virtual Console on the Wii, Wii U, and recently the NSO service on the Nintendo Switch. Not only this, they have a very long history of providing backward compatibility options for hardware going as far back as the Game Boy Color. Nintendo can't be trusted. The Virtual Console on the Wii was a very good service they provided. When it was all said and done, there was a total of 427 Virtual Console titles available on the service in North America. And in 2019, the Wii U online service was shut down. So let's move over to the Wii U. Many games had to be ported to the Wii U Virtual Console, and there's a total of 318 titles available in North America. It's a pretty significant reduction. And of course, as we know, just recently, the Wii U store
I also
was
reacquired
closed.
my Sims 2.
But of course, now we come to the Nintendo
Also
Switch
proud
Online
owner.
service, which is the service-based Netflix-style model Nintendo has always wanted to provide. And the smart money suggests that Nintendo
Sims 3
will
had
transfer
the bad
over
load
the
times,
NSO
yeah.
with your Nintendo account to future Nintendo hardware, including...
What I will say, Sims 3 was good in the sense that it didn't have load times once you were like in the game. Once you were in the game and doing stuff, like you didn't have to load between areas. The whole neighborhood was available. You could just zoom around. Like once you were in the game playing it, you were good. But if you had to switch to the character creator, or you had to switch to a different screen, then you'd get a load screen and it would be so slow. Whereas like Sims 2, one of the problems with Sims 2 and the Sims 1, as a matter of fact, was whenever you would do anything, you go to a public place, or whenever you switch screens, there would be a load time, and in depending on how you played the game, depending on whether or not that was a problem for you, really.
Including the Switch 2. This, of course, is a good move. As of the making of this video, there's only a paltry 275 titles available on the NSO service, and we only get a very small drip feed of new games every single month. I remember back in the days of the Wii Virtual Console, we were getting games every single week.
Creators
The Nintendo
plus
Switch
70 years.
has
It's
sold
ridiculous,
over
isn't it?
155 million units, but Nintendo is all but doing the absolute minimum.
And the reason for that time frame is because of, like, that time frame was made years and years and years ago, and it was not made with the context of, like, medium-like video games. That Creator's Life plus 70 years thing, that comes from, like, music and cinema, where, you know, if you have a copy of music or video, you can pretty much play it on anything. Sure, you have to have a system that can read whatever medium it's recorded on, but like, unlike that, video games are way more specific. You can't just play a video game on any computer system. It has to be, you have to emulate. You have to create a system which replicates the environment in which it's specifically designed for. And game systems have become obsolete in, matters of years, not decades. You have a medium of video, that like film, that film in its form has lasted 100 years. The film, in the sense of like VHS tapes came and went pretty quickly, discs came and went pretty quickly, but like the way you interact with those media the speed with which it changed was nothing compared to the speed with which games have changed. Game systems coming out so rapidly and changing so constantly, and those games only really working on a single system. Like, if you have a copy of it for the Xbox, it just works for the Xbox. It doesn't work for any other system unless you emulate. Yeah, that having that whole like creators life plus 70 thing is ridiculous for video games.
To offer retro games to their customers. The number of old classic games Nintendo is providing on their hardware services is shrinking with every single generation. And you've probably noticed that every single month people are asking for games like Chrono Trigger or Secret of Evermore on the service. How many years will people need to wait before they show up, if ever? There's no guarantee that anything will ever appear on the NSO. As someone who does work on commercial emulation projects, I can tell you categorically that many publishers see value in partnering with companies like Limited Run or Digital Eclipse to help bring back their back catalog. The reality is, Nintendo Switch Online is just another revenue stream for Nintendo's bottom line. The emulation quality, while decent enough, doesn't hold a candle to community-developed efforts that run on their own hardware. The emulators that the homebrew community built on the Wii, Wii U, 3DS, and the Nintendo Switch are far superior to anything that Nintendo has ever provided. The community who downloads ROMs shouldn't all be labeled as filthy pirates who deserve what's coming to them. It's the resellers who attempt to profit from them that really should be targeted. If Nintendo really cared about ROMs, they'd be taking down every single seller on Amazon who's selling knockoff handhelds with 10,000 games on them. I can literally buy one right now and get it delivered tomorrow. And if it wasn't for ROMs, fan translations would not exist. And this is something that people pour their hearts and souls into to provide localization efforts to games that were never released in that particular country. But it doesn't even stop there. Things like full color translations, widescreen mods, ROM hacking built out of completely new games, updating and adding quality of life features, even building demakes of games. Anytime a remaster is announced, people ask what quality of life features will there be? Well, if ROMs didn't exist, that would be a big fat zero. And I'll fill you in on a secret. Commercial retro game collections I've been involved with, we frequently work with ROM hacking experts in the community. Everyone does who works on retro collections. Experts in reverse engineering, ROM hacking and localization efforts are essential to bringing back old games to modern times. The FPGA community just saw the release of the N64 Mysticore.
Honestly, when it comes to copyright and like in the case of video games, copywriting in video game context, I personally, maybe I'm biased because I'm all about the preservation of media. I am personally of the opinion that games, in terms of, so there's the thing, the hardware that they produce for the game, well, actually even the hardware, like in terms of games being made on a console, I personally think that this should be, rather than having it based on a number of years, rather than saying like they hold the copyright for this many years, it should be based on the life of the console, in my opinion. So once the console is no longer sold, it's no longer being sold by the company that made the console. Once the game is no longer being sold in its disc form or in its physical form, or even in digital form, if this console has like a digital marketplace, so long as the console is still accessible, the copies of the game are still accessible, then the copyright should be withheld, should be held by the company. Like, the moment that a company pulls, like, let's say, like, recently, the PS3, I think of the PS3 store, the PS3 version of the PlayStation Network went down, like, they shut it down recently, or not that recently, a while ago. So anything that was exclusive to the PS3 PSN store, the copyright should be the copyright over that iteration of that game. So the PS3 copy of that piece of media should be sent into the public domain. And again, that doesn't mean that the whole IP is sent to the public domain. Just that copy of that instance of that version of the game. Physical should be the only choice because all the game data in the cloud goes bye-bye, which sucks. Yeah. That's the thing, is that, like, I personally, I love physical copies of games. I hate... It's funny because there was a point in time where I stopped buying physical copies of games because I was like, it's so much easier to buy it digitally. And then I realized the problem with only digital copies of games, and I've switched back to being like, no, give me physical copies of things, please. I like a good physical copy of a game. It makes me feel like I own it. I'm not just borrowing it from a company. I want to be allowed to play Total War Medieval 2 on an AR goggle thing. Right, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm of the opinion that as soon as you can no longer legally acquire a thing, it should become considered abandonware and considered available for public domain use. Again, physical copy is best copy. Yeah. Again, I think it's not that you can then take it and sell it necessarily. There almost needs to be like a copyright state that suggests that if you can't acquire it in any legal way, it stares at my Steam, EA, UB, Epic Game Library. I know. You don't have to tell me about that, Conan. Look at my friggin' Steam library. If I go to my profile, you see it condensed here. My 1,600 games on Steam that I only own digital copies of. There's a few games on there that I own physical copies of, but but yeah, no, I'm of the opinion that as soon as you can't legally acquire a new copy of a thing because they've stopped selling it, they've stopped making it available on a digital online store, that version, and it doesn't matter if there's a PC, like let's say there's a PC on, let's say you can still buy it on Steam. Let's say, for instance, let's talk about Abe's Odyssey, for instance, a game I own on almost every platform. Abe's Odyssey came out on PS1, and it came out on PC, and they've re-released it on Steam. I personally would be of the opinion that the PlayStation version, which is no longer buyable on the PlayStation Store, it's no longer purchasable in disc form, and the console that it was made for, even the PS2, which can still run it, they don't make new versions of those consoles anymore. That game should be made available for like that the PS1 copy of it should be made available, like should be allowed to be stored in ROM form for preservation purposes. And used, it should still be able to be used as well, like you stored and used in its ROM form. Even though there's a PC version, the PS1 version should be storable in ROM form. What the PC version, it's a little bit grayer because of the Steam copy of it. I think that if like the disc version of Abe's Odyssey that they released for the PC back in the 90s should also be available. While like this is the issue though, is that it's like PCs still exist. PC games defy that rule that I had about the console no longer being available. I think since there's no way to purchase it, since there's no way to purchase a copy of the PC version, not the Steam version, the PC version of that game, I think it should still fall into that category of like it's basically considered abandoned, and we should be able to preserve it in some way. And then again, the Steam copy is available, so people shouldn't be able to distribute the Steam copy of it because it's still available to purchase. Yeah, and I think that should be applicable to all games, all systems. If it's like, for instance, this is actually an interesting example. EA, not that long ago, they did a sale on The Sims 2, on the ultimate version of The Sims 2, where they were like, we're putting it on sale, and then we're just gonna never sell it again for some reason. So they put it on sale. If you own it on the EA store thing, you can still download it and use it. It's still fully functional, but they're not gonna sell it anymore. It's not for sale anymore for some reason. That for me, in my mind, in my world of copyright, should trigger a thing saying like, now that you can no longer acquire it, it's literally impossible to acquire a copy of The Sims 2. It should be now freely available to anyone who, like, it should be able to be archived and stored and then used by anyone. If they're not gonna sell it, then we should be able to use it, like, without their, in our own way. It should be considered abandoned. The funny thing is, all games development happened on a PC. Getting the before conversion copy should be a thing. That would be cool. That'd be interesting. I don't think that would ever happen, but I would love it. That would be really cool. If I ever became a millionaire, I would personally ask Valve to put a couple of their TF2 servers at my place. Ask them to put some servers around your property. Yeah. Invest in some AC or liquid cooling as well as some soundproofing, because servers get hot and loud. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, let's continue.
An incredible piece of work that will surely benefit N64 hardware preservation, but it still requires ROMs to play. It's easy to say that the internet is vast and ROMs will never be eradicated, but the reality is, every high-profile ROM site that's shut down, it's a blow to...
I was sad about this project, the Portal 64. And even though Valve were the ones who approached the guy to pull it down, they weren't approaching them to pull it down because of anything they were doing. Valve said they didn't want to get into a thing with Nintendo because the guy used proprietary Nintendo libraries in his production of this, like when he was developing it. So, the Valve approached them being like, we don't want to get into a legal thing with this. Please don't make this anymore.
Preservation.
And the guy who was making it was like, oh, I don't want to remake it using third-party systems because he wanted it to work on a native in N64. Yeah. I worked in a data center, and I can say I dislike working in a data center. My ears were happy when I left. Fair enough, yeah.
Can't trust Nintendo or the ESA to be in charge of preservation efforts. They've failed in...
That reminds me of friggin' my partner, Mark. Whenever he's playing Elden Ring, his fans end up going on full bore. Just like... And whenever he stops for the night, whenever it's like, time to go to bed... turns off turns off Elden Ring, puts his computer into like sleep or whatever. The quiet, the beautiful silence that follows.
Doing so time and time again. Their motives aren't to preserve, rather to control. They make it clear that they will go after any ROM site that gets in their crosshairs. And unfortunately for Vim's Lair, this was because of moronic TikTokers who were playing Pokemon on their iPhones via the Delta emulator, thinking that it was cool, which clearly got the attention of the ESA. If Nintendo was serious about their history, they'd provide their entire library of ROMs on a service. This could be either a rental or a purchase and run on any legal emulator on your PC. I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. If Nintendo set up their own Vim's Lair, which had checks and balances, people would buy those ROMs because they know that it's something that is not illegal. Sites like Vim's Lair, modders, fan translations, and ROM hacks should not be punished. These talented people are what the industry needs right now. Many ROM hackers and modders got their start in the industry from their hobbyist work, and it would be a shame to see all that disappear. But these are just one man's thoughts and opinions, and I do know that this topic is polarizing for many of you. So
yeah, no, this is the thing, is like, again, this is one of those, this is what, as he just said, this is one of those things, if they just made a version of this, if Nintendo or whatever company made a version of one of these ROM sites where they just had all the previous games that they've ever made in some kind of ROM form that you could purchase and play on an emulator made by Nintendo or used by Nintendo, like, people would buy that shit. People would be thrilled to have a freaking emulator for their old games officially licensed by the company that made them. But no, they just seek to shut it down. It makes me actually quite mad.
If you did make it to the end of this episode, I do thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I understand that a lot of people don't like emulation and ROMs, and a lot of people obviously do. But I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. But we are going to leave it here for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like...
Yeah. And perhaps I'm biased. I like emulation. I like when people preserve. I like for the preservation of media. I hate the idea that a ton of the stuff that we've seen and done in recent decades is just lost to time. It's just disappeared into the nebulous void that is the digital content. Yeah, that's just it. Nintendo only wants to control. They're not to preserve. They don't give a shit about the thousands of games, the hundreds of or thousands of games that are like dying and disappearing every day. They just want to be able to control the stuff they've made in the past. To hell with whoever, to hell with preservation. They just want to have full control over it. Yeah. No, that was a good video. I like that stuff. Oh, it did it again. No. It did it again. Hey. If I try and pause the video before it starts running, it keeps running and pauses it at the same time. Wait, okay. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, War on ROMs. Wait, what happened? The War on ROMs, and then the video I was about to play is gone. What the hell? Oh, it's on. It's set to hot. I didn't realize it was set to hot. Uh-oh. I didn't miss anything, did I? That's right, we didn't do that one. Okay, no, we're still good. We're still good. Okay. I don't know why this disappeared. Why does it keep doing that?
Hey! You there? Hey, wait a minute now. Aren't you... You there? You're that scientist chap.
Why does it do this?
Yep, that's me.
All right.
It's like he's on stilts. No, not stilts.
Why does it do this? Fucking hell, I hate that you read it.
Hey! You there? Wait a minute now. Aren't you... you are. You're that scientist chap, Friedman.
Yep,
Fishman.
that's me.
All right.
It's like he's on stilts. No, not stilts. It's like he's a puppet, rather. And the puppet master is making him move. Also, why is my crosshair a Q? You see that? I guess you'll be in your booth.
Another, if it ain't broken, try to fix it. It wasn't
reciting
broken
the
before.
fucking
They broke
Necronomicon.
it by trying to fix it. What the hell?
Hey! You there? Wait a minute now. No.
This is classic.
Hey. You there?
You there? I've got Skittles in me hat.
Aren't you?
Why are there Skittles?
You must be...
There's Skittles in the mountain,
take you to where
and
they
your hat looks like a nose. Please.
You're that scientist chap, Friedman. Fishman. Am I right?
Yep. Where's his neck?
Why
Oh God,
is
where
it
is his
happening
neck?
to him?
Teach me.
Hurry, lad. Get up
Teach me
the
how to
path.
swim. Like one of your French mermaids.
What has Vinny done to halfway
Rise
to
and shine, Mr. Freeman.
Where's the G-Man?
Wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
What is this? Oh my God.
What the hell?
See you get on.
Yeah, this is the only way I could have imagined that Half-Life 2 would get more fucked up. Nope, scratch that. Now that they're walking, it's much, much worse. Oh my God, they're walking like crabs.
Crab people. Crab.
Slender Citizens. Half-Life 2, directed by David Lynch.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget.
Is that all you do?
How I got here.
When you drink the water, you just forget? You sure you don't turn into a fucking lobster?
Stream frozen?
They're always departing, but they never arrive.
Welcome. Welcome to CD-17.
I want to go home. Hey there, you okay? This guy's got a tune in his head. Just tapping his foot to that old-time music. I will end your suffering.
Those hitbox will be regular.
Oh my God. I can't end their suffering. They're fucking invincible. Oh, Barney's not normal. One of these men is not like the other men.
About that beer I owed you.
I don't want it. Oh my God, Kleiner's.
Look who's here.
Kleiner's a crab too. Nope, just the usual. Just firing guns from my crotch. Whoa. What? Oh God, I'm in third person, first person. The crowbar is my crotch. Hey, Kleiner.
Lamar, come out of there.
He's not even looking at me.
Really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around
Kleiner
outside.
has evolved to a new stage of humanity.
Funny, you showing up on this day in particular.
Is that sarcasm?
Here, let me buy you a drink.
Is she being sarcastic or what? Okay, well, you're in my way. You're in my way, Alex. What are you looking at? What is up there? Nothing's up there. Is she just gonna stand in my way and that's it?
This way, Gordon.
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Foot.
Are you gonna be okay, Alex? Come on. Alex, do you have anything else you wish to say? Oh God.
Oh, and by the way, nice to finally meet you.
Okay.
Pause.
So how about that drink?
That dramatic pause.
Oh, now you join us.
What cat? What cat? Lab through the old canals.
That's impressive, Alex. That is extremely impressive. You just walked downstairs while staring at me.
Well, almost all right. Lamar has gotten out of her crate again. Gordon Freeman. It really is you, isn't it?
Dude, Alex Lee.
What?
Lamar! It'll be another week before I can coax her out of there.
Oh my god. It happens more and more frequently as time goes on. What?
Blast that little... Lamar!
Oh!
Come out of there!
Are they like fucking with the ram or something? How are they doing this?
Donkey Kong! Oh. Kleiner's been keeping his wank hand strong. How do I spawn Kleiner? I want to spawn a Kleiner. Does anyone know? Oh, Alex, where are you going? Alex, where are you going? See ya.
Shaky leg. You come at a very opportune time.
She's back.
Alex has just installed the final piece
She's
for a
going
resurrected
again.
teleport.
And she's leaving again.
Nonsense. Your tower.
Vinny, Gabe Newell here. After seeing what you have done to my beloved Half-Life 2, I am canceling Half-Life 3.
I must say, Gordon,
that
you
leg.
come at a
He's doing the stanky leg and the worm. Breen's words are like music to my ears.
Yes, Barney, what is it?
Oh.
In the middle of a critical test.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
Doc, but look who's here.
Oh, it's great. Yep. Just like The Exorcist.
Good to see you.
Maybe.
Lamar, come out of there. We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman.
Yes, you do.
Even if, I must say, Gordon, you come at a very opportune time.
Oh, did I? That's his neutral position. That he's most comfortable when his head is completely turned around.
Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, whoops. Anyway, okay, let's keep moving. Cursed Desmos sounds. Oh. I should just do this. Some corruption program. Yeah, he's probably right. Rip headphones. POV, you stubbed your toe. Yeah. Those are indeed cursed. Too, but AI makes every decision on what to do.
GPT-4 now understands TF2 screenshots, even to call out details.
I literally just clicked the video to play it, and it played twice.
GPT-4 now understands TF2 screenshots, even to call out details. So how good would it be at the game?
Play methods audio.
I wrote code to continuously send screenshots to GPT, and he's peculiar.
Move through the doorway ahead and stay cloaked to scout for enemies.
Okay, you want me to scout? I guess we'll just wait here then. Yeah.
Move into the building on the right while cloaked to avoid enemy detection.
Building on the right? So I guess this one? Again?
Exit through the door ahead and stay stealthy to ambush an enemy. Move towards the capture zone while staying cloaked to remain hidden from the enemies. Nice work taking down Gibby.
I didn't
Now,
kill
head through
Gibby!
the doorway on your right and stay cloaked. Exit the building through the door on the right and move towards the snowy area outside.
Okay. What now?
Nice one. Now,
What?
stay invisible and head towards the nearest control point to help secure it. Head towards the building on the left and infiltrate through the doorway. Stay cloaked and head upstairs to get a better vantage point. Quickly sneak up behind the sniper on the right and backstab him.
Okay, I got this. Die! Alright, we got him, boys.
Use your cloak to sneak past the upcoming open area and get into a better position to ambush enemies.
We did a GPT. Oh! Oh!
Backstab the sniper quickly while he's...
What? I guess we
Move
trust
to the right and try to flank the enemy using the stairs. Find and utilize a health pack to recover your low health.
Dead! I guess I wait here for his next instruction. I should use the...
Activate your cloak and move past the door to the left while staying hidden.
This isn't a door, GPT. Oh, fuck. But otherwise, the directions he gave were nothing amazing, but nothing super bad.
Backstab the engineer near the sentry gun before he notices you.
No! No! No!
Backstab the engineer to disable and destroy the sentry gun.
Engineer didn't go as well, though. You'll see why. Okay, what wrench do I use?
I was gonna say,
Let's see what he thinks.
Click back and resume the game to continue playing. Move forward and place a sentry gun behind the rocks for cover.
I
Upgrade
realized
your sentry gun.
when watching in Reddit, it doesn't show whose. It shows up here. I was gonna say it doesn't show whose video it is. I like
Using
to
your
show
wrench
whose
to
video
increase
it
its
is.
defensive capabilities. Upgrade your sentry gun to level 3 using your wrench. Build a dispenser next to your sentry to provide support to your team.
Are you serious? We gotta move up, brother.
Retrieve more metal to upgrade your sentry to level 2.
It's level 3! Can I show him? I'm gonna stand here so he knows I'm so fucking far from my
Place a
team.
dispenser nearby to support your sentry gun and teammates.
Dude, please tell me to move up.
Upgrade your sentry gun to level 2 to increase its effectiveness.
It's level 3!
Quickly set up a teleporter entrance near your current position to help your team regroup faster.
Entrance?
Build the teleporter entrance and then upgrade your dispenser.
Oh my god.
Upgrade your teleporter by hitting it with your wrench.
No!
Upgrade your teleporter entrance to level 2 to improve team mobility.
Can I join the fight, please?
Upgrade your sentry gun to level 3.
He's already level 3! Dude, my team is all the way over there, man. Please let me go.
Repair your sentry to keep it functioning and defend your position.
Full health!
Upgrade your sentry gun to level 2 by hitting it with your wrench.
Already upgraded to the max level!
Upgrade your
Please, they're
teleporter
keep
entrance first,
idling.
then work on the sentry. Upgrade your sentry gun quickly to fortify your position.
I'm all alone on the first point.
Upgrade your dispenser to level 2 to provide more resources.
It's full health. It's full upgrade, man. Please, can we... The car... No one's
Upgrade
here.
your sentry gun by hitting it with your wrench. Build a teleporter entrance near your current location to help your team advance.
Why is
Set
there
up
a
a sentry
jump
gun near the
point?
entrance to the building ahead for better defense.
Wait, what did you say? Set up a... Okay,
Use your wrench to upgrade your sentry gun to level 3 for maximum firepower. Build an exit teleporter to link with your entrance near the spawn.
What?
Move forward and set up your sentry gun near the bridge to defend the objective.
Oh, yes. Okay, up the bridge. Okay, GPT, we can keep going.
Place your sentry gun just ahead of the wooden ramp to control the choke point. Finish upgrading the sentry to level 3 using your wrench for maximum defense.
It's really level 3. Go, please,
Hit your
please.
sentry with the wrench to keep it repaired for upcoming enemies. Upgrade your sentry near the track for better defense and to help your team advance.
Near the track, let's go. We can play the video game and help our team.
Move forward along the tracks and place a dispenser for your teammates.
Okay. Good advice. Actually, good strategy.
Keep pushing the payload cart forward along the track.
What? I mean, I will try. That doesn't seem
Move
like
up
my
and
job.
place a dispenser near the exit to support your team.
You fucking dumbass. I guess this counts. He
Deploy a
wants me to be
teleporter
here.
exit near the payload to support your team's advance. Place a teleporter entrance by pressing 4, then 2, and set it up near your team.
Fuck, I died.
Pick up the toolbox and build a sentry to defend the area near gate 1.
I'm dead.
Upgrade your sentry gun immediately to make it more effective.
Immediately.
Upgrade your sentry gun to level 2.
Brother, please.
Move your sentry gun to a more strategic position, closer to the edge for a better line of sight.
No!
Quickly
How do
set
we
up your sentry gun in the lower area below the platform you're on for a stronger
Below
defensive
the
position.
platform? Rip this sentry and all the metal we wasted on it then.
Upgrade your sentry gun by hitting it with your wrench to increase its
Wait,
firepower.
does he know? Holy shit, he knew.
Great job, you won the round. Get ready for the next match by setting up your buildings quickly. Head up the wooden stairs straight ahead and prepare to place your sentry gun for defense.
We have one, sir.
Move up to collect more metal to upgrade your buildings.
Oh, finally, let's. Oh, thank you.
Right, yeah.
God.
Move up the stairs and take out the enemy being healed by the medic.
He was okay. Well, I died.
Quickly repair your sentry gun before it takes more damage.
I died for the sentry gun, GPT.
Respawn and immediately start building your sentry to defend the objective.
He's commanding me to respawn.
Respawn now.
Place a dispenser to support your team with health and ammo.
I did. We just did that, man. Oh no.
Upgrade your sentry gun to give it more firepower and better defense.
This is, dude,
Move forward into the tunnel and set up your sentry gun at a strategic spot within.
Okay, alright, man. Okay.
Place your sentry gun behind the wall near the left side of the garage door to guard the area.
Behind the wall? So like here?
Grab metal from the fallen enemies and nearby crates to upgrade your sentry gun.
What? The fallen enemy?
Build a dispenser close to the wall on your left for support.
Okay, fallen enemy ammo got. Oh my god, we died for
Quickly
it.
retreat and find cover to avoid getting hit by the medic's fire.
Oh yeah?
The medic's fire? I know
For
it's
now.
fire as in gunfire.
Grab the health pack on your right.
I'm full health. Oh, he knew. +5.
Move forward and use your shotgun to take out the engineer and his sentry.
What? Okay. I guess we're going fighting. Oh fuck, I tried.
Hide behind the crates on your left and then attack the enemy heavy from a safe
What
distance.
time is it in New Zealand?
Quickly move
It's,
forward and start
5
building a
minutes
sentry gun near the
before
doorway
12.
for defense.
Near the
So
doorway.
11:55.
I guess this is kind of a doorway.
Respawn now.
Move closer and build a sentry gun to support your team near the payload.
Okay, move closer.
Finish building your sentry gun and then move it to a more advantageous position near the front lines.
What?
Quickly repair your sentry to keep it operational and hold the line.
It's full health.
Move down and place your sentry gun near the barrels to defend the cart.
It's why.
Move to a more secure location and start building a sentry gun.
GPT was honestly pretty reasonable on medic, but constantly wants to use Uber whether we have it or not, and really likes the creeper.
Keep healing the creeper while following your team to maintain
What?
support. Continue healing your teammate, the creeper, while moving forward with the team.
he really likes the creeper.
Yeah.
Show GPT the
Keep healing your
scoreboard.
teammate and build up your Ubercharge. Good luck.
What? Good luck.
Activate Ubercharge and push forward to the capture point
There
with your
isn't
team.
one.
Activate your Ubercharge and push forward with your teammate.
I don't have one.
Move forward while keeping Carrot Cake healed to build up your Ubercharge.
Carrot Cake? Who's Carrot Cake? Where's Carrot Cake? Is he the other medic? Oh, he's the soldier.
Activate Ubercharge on the creeper and push forward through the tunnel. Keep healing your teammate until the Ubercharge is at 100%.
Okay, sure. We're just waiting for Uber. Why is it just me
Activate
and the
Ubercharge
medic?
and push forward with your team.
Wait, what is Oh no. Is he gonna... Okay.
Activate your Ubercharge and push forward with your teammate.
Alright, man.
Move up the stairs and deploy your Ubercharge on the heavy. Quick.
Well, I don't have an Uber yet.
Continue healing the creeper and stick close to them as you push towards the capture point.
Oh no. We're the jackass free-to-play man who just pockets a sniper for no reason.
Move towards the capture point while continuing to heal your teammate.
Oh no, we have to continue healing him.
Continue healing the creeper and push towards the capture point.
Oh my god, no.
Continue healing the creeper and follow them up the stairs to support their advance.
He's suiciding in because he doesn't want to be pocketed. He doesn't like the pressure of it all.
Move forward towards point A while staying alert for any enemies.
Oh my god. Okay, he died. Oh fuck.
Move up and heal the heavy in flames while staying
What?
behind cover.
Where? Okay, I guess this guy's a heavy, kinda.
Move out to assist your teammates and prepare
Move
to heal
out.
as needed.
See, even he's backing up, bro. What the fuck? Dude, this
Move
AI
with your
is
teammate to the
fucking
capture
aggressive.
point and watch out for incoming enemies. Move up with your heavy while keeping him healed.
I'm already dead.
Focus on healing Dark Phoenix 7677 while staying close to avoid taking direct enemy fire.
Why are we fighting the engineer?
Engineer.
Keep healing the creeper while moving towards the control
Okay.
point for better cover.
Alright, Oshi rediscovered. Healing the
Heal
creeper.
the creeper immediately to keep them in the fight.
Okay, immediately.
Healing the creeper and build up your Uber charge.
Alright, keep healing the creeper.
Keep healing the burning heavy to build up your Uber charge.
Ah!
Heal Carrot Cake to keep him alive and help secure point B.
Makes fucking Max overhealed.
Activate your Uber charge on the burning heavy to give them invincibility.
Okay, sure.
Continue staying close to the creeper and keep healing them while moving forward.
Only heal the creeper.
Keep healing the creeper while avoiding any
No,
incoming damage.
please. This is such bad meta gameplay.
Heal the heavy advancing in front of you to keep the push going. Skull.
Did he just say skull? He sent a skull emoji.
Keep healing the creeper and try to build up your Uber charge.
I'm trying to heal the creeper as much as I can.
Keep healing the creeper and follow the payload to provide support.
Okay, we're on it, man.
Pop your Uber charge and push forward with your team.
What? On who? I'm gonna wait for him to say who.
Great job on the kill.
I didn't
Now,
kill anyone.
Activate your Uber charge on the teammate you're healing and push forward.
Oh no, I'm gonna wait for him to say a name. I don't know what he wants. I hope
Activate
it's not
your
the
Uber charge
sniper.
on the pyro and push forward.
Okay, the pyro. Where's our pyro? Do we have a pyro? There's no pyros on our. The one pyro died.
Activate your Uber charge now to push past the enemy defenses.
Okay, now, sure.
Push forward with your team while keeping the creeper healed.
Apparently.
Keep healing the creeper as you push the payload forward. Keep healing the creeper and move up towards point B while staying behind cover.
I'm on point B, guys. Alright, we're here. We did it.
Continue healing the creeper and move towards point B to assist your team. Activate your Uber charge on the creeper.
Okay. It's actually not bad timing. It's okay.
Activate your Uber charge immediately to push through the enemy defenses.
I did. Oh god, where to get out of here?
Continue to heal the creeper and stay close to
The
provide
creeper
support.
is dead.
Activate Uber charge on the creeper and push forward to clear any enemy resistance.
Okay, sure. Good flying creeper. We
Activate
got
your Uber
this.
charge on the creeper to push the payload and secure the objective.
Alright, objective oh, we did it!
Push forward with the creeper and keep healing them while using the Uber charge.
Holy shit.
Vote for the next map by pressing F1 for Koth_Lakeside_final.
He wants Lakeside. Overall.
It chose Lakeside. It's like you have to choose Lakeside.
GPT-4o now understands TF2 even to call out the sales.
What the fuck? Reddit. What is wrong with you? Okay. I was gonna say, we're reaching the 4-hour mark in terms of, like, if I had arrived on time. It is 12 o'clock. What have we got? So we're up to, like, 18 days ago. So, in terms of, like, new stuff people posted, there's still a long way before I would reach any of it. Yeah, with like, yeah, this being the first one from yesterday. Yeah. I'll just see if yeah, there's a long way to go before. Yeah, I don't see RNG stuff. So I was kind of checking for that. I was checking to see if the stuff people mentioned that they'd posted. Actually, I'll just check that once again. It is set to new, right? New. Yeah. I was gonna say we got Royal Lobster, Fireboy, Needleworker, Huntsman, Nathan, Zach, Nathan, Digits, Zach, Nathan. Yeah. I don't see RNG stuff. Needlework's you. Oh, okay. MX, your needlework. Okay. Yeah, your stuff is still a wee way away, and we're out of time, unfortunately. I'll have to do another reaction stream in the nearish future to try and catch up. But change post flare, watched. Yeah, so like, I'm gonna be playing a lot of Elden Ring in the coming days, but I'll try and I'll see if I can't do another reaction stream before the end of this holiday, because you know, we could do another reaction stream in the weekend, so that, you know, people aren't waiting months, because that's the thing, is like, I really want to play Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, but I also understand that as of the end of this week, like, what is it? What's today? Today's 14th. So the 21st is the last day of my holiday. 22nd being the first day back at work. So there's from the 22nd, it's gonna be pretty full on back to work again. So maybe on the 20th and 21st, we'll have, like, on one of these days, we'll have another reaction stream, and we'll... Your birthday? Which day is your birthday? Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a few people who are waiting, or hoping that we could watch this stuff today, but I just ran out of time. The Walking Dead Season 2. One day, one of these days. Oh, your birthday, the 22nd. Well, actually, your birthday will be more like my 23rd, so I'll be back at work by then, yeah. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll have another reaction stream in the weekend so that we can watch some of the stuff that's already posted. I won't recommend people post stuff like going ahead to be seen this coming weekend, because it probably just won't happen. But what we'll do is, yeah, I'm gonna stream Elden Ring all week, or like as many days of the week as I can, because I really want to play it and finish it. And then we'll do a reaction stream in the weekend, and then we'll see how frequently I can stream going forward after that. 'Cause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. The next holiday isn't until these 2 weeks here. This is the next set of holidays. The 30th of September through to the 11th of October. But I'm gonna be for most of that time, I'm going to be overseas, and I won't be able to stream. So that next holiday isn't going to be like that time isn't going to be available for me to stream. I might be able to stream like once or twice in this first weekend, but the rest of the holiday I'm going to be unavailable. So after that, it's that'll be term 4 by that point. So after 2, 3, 4, after about 4 or 5 weeks, the seniors go on they start their it's either 4th or 11th. One of these weeks, the senior students start their exams, and so I'll only have junior students. So the likelihood that I'd be able to do streaming would increase as of about November. Do I do something on my birthday? I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know if I'm able. Your birthday's the 19th, Conan? 19th of July? If so, Friday. I'll have to say happy birthday. When's your birthday again, Joan? I can never remember people's birthdays. I'm terrible. 5th of December. Yeah. Actually, your birthday would be fine because I think I won't be able to stream on your birthday, but that weekend will probably be fine because I think if I recall, school ends on the 13th. The 13th is the final day of the school year. So like that weekend or the following weekend, I'll be fine. I'll be free. I should be able to stream around that time. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys soon for another stream. I'm gonna try and beat Shadow of the Erdtree on stream if possible. I have so little time. I have to do it in this week, or else I won't even finish Shadow of the Erdtree before I have to go back to work again. And the Banana Race gets fired. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how my uni stuff goes. Maybe I will. Maybe I will get fired. I only have my contract is only for the year. If I don't do well in my papers, if I fail a paper, that's it. I don't get a job at the end of the year. Suppose you just sign a contract. Just sign a stupid petition. Yeah. Maximum Rorius. Yeah. Wish me luck. I will hopefully be able to stream. Well, hopefully there'll be more streams this term than last term. But sign my petition, damn it. Take the day off just to stream on your birthday. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, the start of this upcoming term is gonna be one hell of a start. It's gonna be tough because I'm gonna be straddling two schools, like teaching at two different schools. And so once I'm halfway through term 3, the workload will drastically drop. And depending on how assignments and uni assessments and stuff like that go, will depend on whether or not I can continue. But yeah, it depends on that'll also depend on that'll change whether or not I'm able to stream and stuff like that. But yeah, alternatively, if every single one of you guys got like 5 friends to subscribe. If every member of the channel who's even just somewhat active got all their friends to subscribe to the channel, I would probably both of you would see we have friends. If everyone had 10 friends, I'm just increasing the number every time. If everyone on the channel, like, yeah, if everyone who was just like even slightly active on the channel got like 5 friends to subscribe, I might not even have to teach as a job. You have a question? Go ahead. I don't know why, but my phone just reset itself for some reason. Oh, oopsies. Drop my phone. What did you make your logo with? GIMP. I make all my thumbnails and my logos and stuff like that with GIMP. I don't use Photoshop because I don't own it. Be on my way to make 50 accounts that'll be active on it, and that I'll be active on each. if I was able to, if that was possible, if that worked, then that would be wonderful. But usually that kind of stuff, it detects your your IP and stuff like that. You'd have to get VPNs for every single account. It uses all sorts of YouTube uses all sorts of tricks to try and detect whether or not it's a bot or it's the same account. Joan 1, Joan 2, Joan B, Joan 4. Can't have 3. You made yours with Photopea. Oh yeah. Photopea's I've just used Photopea the other day. It's like a more advanced version of GIMP and closer to Photoshop. But and students at one of the schools that I teach use Photopea as part of their coursework, which is why I tried it out and gave it a look. But I'm not used to the interface, so it was confusing to me when I tried to use it. You made your first profile pic with Paint.net? Hell yeah. I held an artist friend at gunpoint to make mine, then I paid her. Oh yeah, that's good. The gunpoint part not so good, but the paid part, that's good. Yeah. 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 I was gonna say there's all sorts of software you can use, but Photopea is a very good one, and it's all browser based, so that's a really nice one to use. Crop screenshot from a sphere shooting game. Ah, okay, I see. Salva's Hat in Time based. It does look like a Hat in Time sticker. That's well arted by whoever arted it. I thought you got Tiana to make your profile pic, but that might be one of your previous ones. Made my channel banner with Photopea. Right, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it works in the same way that like GIMP and Photoshop works. That was a long time ago for Tiana. Right, yeah. I was gonna say I couldn't remember which one you mentioned Tiana made. But yeah. Because Photopea works like GIMP or Photoshop, you can make all sorts of stuff with it. And arguably Photopea is better for generating art than GIMP is. GIMP is better for just like editing already existing images, which is kind of what I do most of the time, but my logo really is just like it's the R of the Rorius. It's the fancy Rorius R, and then with a bunch of effects put on top of it, and the background is literally just a hue disk masking or like over the top of a starburst, which is over the top of a collage of different screenshots from different games that I've played. But the collage has gotten less and less prominent over the years. I've reduced its visual components to emphasize the rainbowy hue circle thing. But yeah. Back in 2020. Oh shit, okay. It was a while ago. I thought there was a more recent one you got Tiana to do. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Maybe Digits got Tiana to do a more recent one of their profile pics. Maybe I'm misremembering. My memory these days is atrocious. 1820. Why does my phone keep resetting? My phone keeps resetting. It keeps going back to the startup screen. What the hell? Is the power button like does it think the power button's being held down? Weird. Easy hack for your phone is mine now. It feels like it's been hacked, like the way it's acting. It's really weird. But anyway, yeah, enough chatting. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed tomorrow. But but we'll see how it goes. Bye. Until next time.